Hey, Rob. This is Colin from Kincaid Outdoors. How you doing? We're going to do another little session on winter survival and winter card kits. Though they may differ from different locations, different states, different countries, I'd like to hear from what you guys would use in your winter survival kit, whether it be your car or your personal kit, which you carry with you. Whether you're carrying wool blankets or you're carrying a winter military sleeping bag like what I have, a four-season tent, maybe, if that's your preference and you have the budget to do so. Yeah, there's all sorts of things you can do. If you want to pop in, there's the link in the chat right there. Please feel free to uh, join me here. I really appreciate it if you would. My wife and boy will be here later. They are not currently in the building. They're on the way home. They just went shopping, so you will not see them until later. My living room is still a work in progress. Had some things happen today that I got delayed on working on a few things. And yeah, hopefully one of them I'll be able to do in the morning. I don't have to wait and see. So, Rob, how you doing? Glad you can make it. I am going to have to send out an invite to everybody else in the chats here because I haven't had a chance to do that yet. I'm hoping they will pop in. So I hope it is the flooding in your area, Rob, that people are going to be okay. If not, I hope they get the help that they require soon. It is now 12/12/24. We have very few days left in the year of 2024, and hopefully next year will be better than this year. We don't know until we get there. And that means a lot of winter days to deal with. I don't know if Rob is here, or is he just where he's at right now. So say hi if you're here. Please put your one in the chat if you're here. It's showing two people in here right at the moment. Hopefully I'll get more as time goes on. I know. Will it, won't it? Yeah, I understand that. What's your weather like there besides weather? Okay, I'm glad you're here, Jason. Links at the top of the chat. Okay. I personally have not eaten yet because we were planning on having spaghetti, but Jenny had to go pick up Ian today. So I don't know if I'm going to be eating supper today or not because to me, I mean, due to my medication, it can be either or. So right now, I am just holding steady. If you were to have snow in your area, I know Jason doesn't get a lot of snow. Doesn't mean he can't. He doesn't get as much snow as we do up here, and the weather is a little bit more harsher than it is there. I don't know about yours, Rob. So even though I know where you live, I don't know how your weather's doing precisely. Yeah, so I thought a bit that for everybody apparently, because right now it is mostly cloudy and it's 10 Fahrenheit, which is considerably cold for you guys. It's like it's negative something. Give me a second here. I'm gonna check my thing here. It's negative 12 Celsius here. So I don't know if you consider that super cold or not. To me, it's not cold until it gets to be about -10. If you get to be honest, with the proper clothing and 0 to little wind, 0 degrees is not bad. Now, one thing that all vehicles should have, and a lot of the homes, in case power outages and so forth, is wool blankets, sleeping bags, and emergency supplies for cold weather. Whether it be emergency candles, emergency space heaters, the propane kind or the butane kind, if depending on what you have. If you have to make your own, what do they call it, the ceramic pot candle one, you could try doing one of those. We literally had to get our furnace fixed today because we had no heat, and it got down into the teens yesterday, and it was freaking cold here. And as of right now, we are toasty for the first time in a while. No, we do have snow, just a dusting, but with the winds being what they are and everything else, who knows? I have no idea why I'm having issues with my computer. Why am I having issues with my computer? Sorry about that. I think I froze up there for a second. So I can understand that, Rob. If I froze, please let me know, because I've been trying to figure things out here. I have got to turn the heat down just a little bit because it is quite warm. I will be right back. I am slowly getting our living room where we can walk across without stepping over it. Slowly but surely. Now, besides having proper blankets and warming devices such as hand warmers and the like, matches, book matches, like you said, this one's been used quite a bit. But besides lighters, another item which we got to be careful with, though, by the way, for those people who recognize these can be your friend. They could also be detrimental to you if you're not careful. But these are, handy when you're in a cold situation. Or like, if pardon that this one's kind of wore out and that's why I don't wear this one, is a good set of survival shoelaces, which you can put on any boots that have space for them, or shoes, whatever. But I have come up to the idea that taking something like these and putting them inside your hoodie for a hoodie pull. So sort of like that, when you got your hoodie on, you'll have these at the ready no matter where you're at. So you guys tell me, hey Mike, how you doing? I just came up with an idea, but I want to see what you guys think. This is a survival set of shoelaces from Survival Frog. I'm not sure well you can see that. Survivalfrog.com. These are the ones with the ferro rods on the ends and stuff like that, and it comes with a striker. Now, I would not use these as they stand on your hoodie per se, because this thing can be pretty sharp right there. But having it inside your hood for, well, I can't do it on my hoodie because it's got a stitch part of it, but you can put them in your hoodie for replace these. Because everybody says, oh, you can replace your shoelaces. But sometimes having to take your shoelaces off in order to use something like this is a pain in the butt. But having them as a pole for your sweatshirt or your hoodie, doesn't matter which hoodie, except for this one here. So like I said, the only reason I can't do it on mine is because mine is stitched across there. Though I am considering reaching in there, taking that stitch out before I can thread that through. So what do you guys think? Would that make a really good idea for a hoodie? I know it's a little messed up right now, but you can see the different type of strands it has in here. But yeah, so it's just simple paracord. I'm just trying to get all this stuff back in here. Now, everybody should have some kind of hand warmers, whether they're hot hands or the chemical versions that I like that use regular lighter fluid. Or you can, if you really feel the need and you can afford them, get the battery, the rechargeable kind. I'm not really caring about which kind you use as long as you're safe with all of them that you use. I'm probably going to say a lot, so bear with me here, folks. Let's see here. I don't know where Vike's from, so bear with me, sir. I am going to do something here. If you give me a moment. Since you've been here, let me check something out real quick. Yeah, why not? I'm going to do this for you there, Vike, and see what you think. There you go, Vike. Okay. I've got some friends from down that way. I just made you a moderator. Thank you. You've been here quite a few times and answering and talking to us and everything. I know you guys don't get as much snow as, say, we do, but you guys do get some snow. Because I know that North Carolina gets some, you get some, and Georgia gets some. And I know Tennessee and Kentucky do. But I'm not exactly sure because I don't know which part, which I don't need to know. But it's cool. Exactly, Rob. Because you never know where you might need it at. I mean, if I could figure out a way to put it in my belt, I would. But I wear a leather belt when I do. And I like having the stability of two-prong belts, hooks and stuff. Let's see. Nope, I don't have them there. I think I have them in the other room. Okay, I'll worry about that later. But anywhere where you can have a drawstring that you can replace it with either paracord or this like this. I don't know if this will wrap around my waist or not. It's a good question. Well, you could if you wanted to. Like I said, just this one's a little. I'm fat, so bear with me. Yeah, that wouldn't work around my waist, but for someone skinnier, that would probably be a good idea. So you can use this in conjunction with a drawstring and into some shorts or some, as your hoodies, like I said. Hey, Cecilia. My wife and boy have just arrived. They'll be coming in the door shortly, literally coming in the door now. Did I order a 5'7" boy or what?
I'm 5'8".
I'm taller than you.
Yeah, I'm 5'8".
No, you're not.
Yes.
Well, you left the door open, dude.
I have to go back out for myself.
What do you think?
I don't like it.
You're gonna have to get used to it.
I'm used to seeing you right there.
I'm now here.
I can see this.
We got some more stuff in your room, so bear with us. Mom put it in there. We're going to move it. We just haven't done so yet.
I'll figure it out.
And before you get your coat off today, I'm going to need your help with something.
What?
Unhooking the power cables to my truck because I'm trying to charge the battery because it didn't start today.
Hi.
Heat.
Yes, I know. You told me.
Well, folks,
I'm not making supper.
I can't. I'm in the middle of a live.
You should have done that.
Well, we could just eat sandwiches and stuff.
How do you feel about sandwiches?
Sorry, I'm glad you guys are here. Yeah, I'm sure you could. Vike is one of our newest moderators, folks. Please say hi to him and welcome to the family. I'm really glad that you're here. Vike is he's really into fishing. So if you have any fishing questions, I'm sure you'll be able to, talk to him about that.
I want you to take it downstairs. Have they had their treats?
Yes, they had him over an hour ago. Want to say hi? Cecilia's here. Vike's new. You haven't met him. Rob Rob on the Road from England. And Jason is here, but he's finishing up supper.
Fend for yourself, man.
Well, if it was a little bit earlier, I would have had time to make it. I know you were busy, but you don't have to explain. I know why.
You could have just gone. You could have just gone.
Well, we're going with what the last thing we discussed because you didn't call me back. So.
Yes, I did.
And didn't say anything.
I called you before I left work.
Oh, by the way, I called you.
What?
Yesterday, I called you.
I was with the.
Whoa, folks! I'm live. So.
Ian, I was with a customer.
No, not that.
I was at work.
No.
Ian, not right now.
Yes, not that.
So please forgive me, folks. We're just, Jenny's blood sugar is low right now. She needs to get some food.
It's not. You forgot to tell Dad I called you.
No, she knows. We talked about it. Discussed and put to bed.
Yes.
But my truck, please.
Yes, I have to get the car back upstairs.
Okay.
I need to be able to walk to my bed.
Okay, I'll be here for a couple hours. So be well. See you soon. I will be taking my family out to dinner tomorrow. Guaranteed. My wife's just got to tell me where she wants to go. Oh, Ian? Well, I'll ask Ian when he gets back. He's in the middle of doing something right now. Now, be careful when you're out driving. Watch out for idiots and deer. That's, no matter what state you're in. Unless you're in Hawaii, and then it's not exactly deer. It's probably more pigs and chickens. But you got to be careful. Let's just be careful out there, folks, because I used to be a EMT and Army medic, and I do not wish to see anybody get injured while driving in this season. If anybody has any suggestions, ideas about what you would need to keep in a winter type kit from your area, not from mine, because mine's a little bit different, because it gets colder here than it does in England or down in South Carolina, but Cecilia might get worse than me because she's from Canada. She's a lot further north than I am. So it just depends on weather pending and location definite pending. Now I have make sure that we have sleeping bags and blankets. I do have a buddy heater, but it's not really practical inside a vehicle. Definitely not inside a smaller vehicle. While it would be warm, I would not recommend it. If anybody has any ideas, tips, tricks, or anything like that, I'd be greatly appreciative, because I have 2 vehicles that we have to figure out in case of emergency. Though my truck, until I get it worked on right now, one of the tires is flat and this thing wouldn't start. So had to charge the battery. Hopefully I can get it started tomorrow or Saturday. Yep, I can understand that, Cecilia. Just be careful. I know you don't drive, but just be careful if you have to go out. And if your house is near a main road, just hopefully that the people who drive down that road are not idiots. Because there's like this one place here in Newton that's been hit multiple times because people don't know how to drive on that particular road. Can you reach that, love?
I'm gonna try.
Oh, way to go.
Ta-da.
No, golf clap. I didn't know what you wanted to set the temperature at, but I wanted to make sure you were warm when you got here.
Yeah.
By the way, hon,
What?
I had an idea come to me.
What?
I know what to do with that.
What?
You know those cat cubes?
What cat cube in there?
Cat cube. I don't know about on top, mind you. And we get some extra, like the tubes, like that. But we get them because these all unscrew.
Okay.
We could put little tubes in there and wrap carpeting around it.
Maybe.
It's a project. How was your road trip?
All right.
The mail is on your computer.
Stickers.
The stickers I picked up off the floor.
Okay.
I swept in here. You can't really tell much, but I have been working on it. You got the same thing I did.
Oh.
I don't know why, but we got the same thing.
Oh, because we opened them.
I don't know.
I'll tell you what it is. A check.
For how much?
$31.16.
Okay.
You got the same thing.
You can go ahead and open mine up. Well, we can use it, that's for sure.
You got a bigger one.
How much?
$51.91.
Woohoo! I'll take it. Gotta go for groceries and whatever we need it to.
Another.
Okay, sorry. I was part of a class action thing that I won. Did you get the thing set off, bud?
Yeah, I just left it.
Did you put the hood down?
Yeah.
Okay.
The charger's in mom's car.
Oh, it should have been my truck.
Oh, we'll deal with it tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
I'll put it in your truck before I leave.
Well,
I'm going with you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got a doctor.
Yeah, I got my hearing test tomorrow.
Do you want to go too, Ian?
No.
Well, the thing is, I'm gonna have all day before I go to my appointment, so I got to have something to keep me busy. That's why I want to know if you want to go.
No, I don't.
So no thrifting?
No, Dad, I have a story to work on.
A what?
He's opening his own store.
For what? What kind of store? Well, he'll tell me later. Okay.
I'll tell you off-
I guess Ian is going to be an entrepreneur.
I have to.
You don't have to, but you're
I have to
choosing.
upgrade my gaming laptop.
Okay. Sorry, background conversations because my family just got home. I didn't even have a chance to kiss my wife yet, but that's on me. Bear with me. I got to go do that. So you're rereading that all over again? Or?
I'm reading it the first time, thank you.
Oh. Well, yours is probably the same thing as mine. Dang it. Picked this up like 3 times now. Okay, folks. Now, where were we? Please. Cecilia, when you did drive, if you ever have, what did you keep in your Canadian winterization kit for your car if you were traveling? I can't, because I never asked this before. Doesn't hurt to ask now. Now, when CR pops in, I can ask him the same question. I haven't talked to yeah. Dang it. I can't think of people's names right now. My brain's kind of fried. Oh, one thing you should keep in your car, especially in the winter, is water. Because just because there's snow outside doesn't mean you're going to be able to keep yourself hydrated. Because cold will suck the moisture out of you as quickly as anything else. And while people do say do not eat snow, definitely don't eat the yellow snow, obviously. But you can. You just don't do it in right much. Going to keep your core temperature. Hey, Howie, how you doing, brother? Glad you can make it. Question about a winter car kit or winter survival kit that you may keep with you in your area. What do you carry in your car? I'm not going to ask for personal details, things, or whatever, but I just want to know. I was curious what you, on average, you keep in your car for winter travel, because depending on the location of you're in the continent, continental U.S., which includes everything from Mexico all the way up to through Canada and Alaska. What do you carry in your kit? Well, thank you. I really appreciate that, Pally. We, in addition to the average wool blankets, I carry one for each of us at least. Plus, we have at least 3 sleeping bags each. While Jenny's car is a lot smaller than my truck, she has some options where she can lay her seats down and provide more floor space. But it's also very cramped, so we can only do so much. But she has the option; she can put her back seat down, and have room from the trunk all the way up to the front seat. Well, hand warmers are a big thing. Space heater of some kind. I'm not sure what could be safe for keeping in your car when you don't have your car running. Because everybody, until you run out of fuel, or unless you're crashed or something, or if you get stuck in a snowbank or road closed and you can't turn around, what do you carry with you? Survival foods such as granola, cheese and crackers in Jenny's case, jerky, ramen is a good one. Good call, love. You got some good ones. Some kind of heater to heat up your meals, whether it's going to be an alcohol stove or small butane stove in a case. I actually have one over here underneath my table over here. I haven't organized it where it'll be over here on my shelf. But it'll be here with all the rest of my gear soon. Having I think it's this one. Give me a second. Nope, that's my puffer jacket. Having a good puffer jacket or insulated layers such as thermals, wool socks. Wool will keep you warm even when wet. So please bear with me when you do think about adding things to your kit. When people say, "Oh, I'm allergic to wool," or "Wool's too itchy," you can wear multiple layers on socks. But just, if you are worried about getting some kind of rash due to having a wool allergy. Yep, good idea, Howie. I actually have, this is my water bottle I carry with me. And I keep it with an insulated sleeve. That way it is really, it's a generic, but it's from Nalgene. You see how it's a insulated sleeve, about 1/8 of an inch thick, neoprene. And I've only once have this thing's even come close to freezing, and it's just basically had a surface layer of ice on top. The rest was still liquid. Now, being able to keep your water from freezing is a bonus if you can. Thank you, Dave. Good reference to Cheek and Chong, by the way. First aid kit, I do have that up here on my shelf over here. I've got also having a good emergency radio. This was, an Eaton hand crank. This also can charge your phone because it does. You can crank charge your phone. It does have a flashlight, and it is solar powered if necessary. But it also, you can put some batteries in here as well. So it's got a weather radio. This is something you should keep both at home as well as in your vehicle, because if you get caught in a snowbank, that's a good thing, because your cell phones, while a great thing to have, if you're in an area with low cell frequency, like it's intermittent towers or whatever, we actually have a place halfway between here and Marshalltown along Highway 14 that cell service is really spotty at best. And you could be in the middle of a phone conversation and it just drops off because the cell just stops. Road flares, yeah. Air flares. You're talking about like a flare gun there, Howie? Vodka. I don't know about vodka. I was thinking more Everclear, because Everclear can be used in your alcohol stove to help heat food, heat your vehicle, boil water if you need to. Flashlights. I like using a headlamp, but I do carry a flashlight, a small O light. I also carry a headlamp. I like having options. Now, people say, "Oh, use rechargeable." Well, that's the thing. I'm not a big fan of rechargeable in the middle of nowhere. So you carry, I carry the ones with the AAA batteries, but you carry a second set of batteries separate and wrapped to keep them from being discharged, if you can. My O-Light takes one AAA battery. My headlamp takes 3. Or is it 2? I have to double check. But also keeping a lighter, not just your standard Zippo, I carry 2 big lighters, 2 mini Bics, but I have them zip tied where they won't discharge accidentally and lose all your fuel. I carry one in my pocket, one in my backpack. So that way I have, as the saying goes, 1 is none, 2 is 1. Oh, if you can get the Chuck Norris, card, that'd be great. But I'm not sure if you're going to be able to afford one of those. Foil is a very good one, Dave. Thank you. I've seen people use it for both cooking in, as well as wind screen for your alcohol stove, or if you do have a canister stove, those are good as well. Now, I'm not a big fan of canister stoves because they are heavy and they take up a lot of space. But that's my personal preference. If that's what you use, what you want to use, some people use the fuel tabs. Nothing wrong with those, long as they work, and that's their big thing. As long as they work, I'm a fan of it. As long as it works for you. I use denatured alcohol, which is really good. Candles work really well. Getting the emergency long-term candles are great because you can actually cook over those if you have a ability to do so. I actually have a folding stove that is originally for give me a second here. Gel fuel. Dang it. I'd have to get my backpack out and see it. Hey, get some real food. That's Jenny. If you have for those people who have not met her, that's my wife. Give me a second here. I gotta grab my backpack. Well, I'll grab two of my backpacks because they both have different things I need to keep in there anyway. Oh, got to keep it on the other side because Jenny needs to walk. You okay, huh?
Mm-hmm. Got it, soda.
Okay. Excuse me, folks. I'm sorry. I'm just still trying to organize my area. Oh, love. Fully charged. Oh, let me show. Oh, a spare battery pack for your phone. Good choice too. Fully charged. Okay. This is my everyday carry bag. My get home bag mainly. But I carry a lot of interesting, good things in here that people should carry with them, whether it's what time of year it is, whatever time of year it is. And one of the things, like you mentioned before, headlamp. This one happens to be a Vaunt. And it also has the red lens as well. Hey, Sean, how you doing? I would love to find out what you carry in your truck because you travel all over the United States, and especially since you said you were in Colorado the other day. So I'd like to find out exactly what you have in there. Now, one of the things I have in here is, emergency fire starter, like this one here. I do carry some other stuff in here that I carry, several ferro rods. This just happens to be my biggest one. Okay. Like I was telling you before, I carry mini Bics that are zip tied so they don't discharge, but these are really good to keep in on your person. I carry two of these. This is just one of them. I carry every of those things all in my fire kit. It's more than just a fire kit, but it's my main fire kit. Here's my second ferro rod. Emergency matches. Let's see here. What else can I throw in here that is more for winter survival stuff? Char cloth. This is a very bad thing. I've got a better one in my bag. The rest of it is like a repair kit. Here's. Give me a second. Now, this is the big thing for char cloth for starting fires, because not when if you're stuck in your vehicle, don't use your fuel unless you absolutely have no choice. If it's like a major storm outside and you cannot make a fire outside your vehicle, then I can understand it. Save your fuel. You might need it. This is my water purification kit. It's just the simple let me show you here what this one is. This is a simple Sawyer Mini setup. Now, this one here, if you use this, please keep it next to your body or somewhere warm where it doesn't freeze. Because if it freezes, then you're pretty much toast. A spare tarp, a pot to cook your food in. This has more than just the pot. I carry little extras in here. A kettle to boil my food in, my water in. I do have a couple pots to heat water in, cook food, whatever. Food is the one thing I don't have a lot of at this time, but I prefer using one of these simple alcohol stoves. They're light. They can burn a lot of different types of fuel, from perfume all the way up to Everclear or the yellow gas treatment. Like I said, I like using denatured alcohol, and these will burn for a long time. Now, in addition to those that I like to carry, just because weather-wise reasons, give me a second here, is I carry a full actually more than 18 fluid ounces of denatured alcohol. This thing is completely full. You never have this right here, with conjunction with that little alcohol stove, will burn for I could last me long days, at least a week with what I've got right here, and can double as a heat source if necessary. Traffic cones and triangles. I do have those. My wife has one, and I have one. I also have tow cables in my truck, as well as jumper cables. Emergency blankets. Okay, let me see here. Reaching into my bag. I also carry an extra. This is my one of my Moras, and a really cheap Black & Decker folding saw. Which, by the way, this thing, it rocks. I have used this multiple times, and it does work really well. Another extra tarp. Paracord. Every vehicle should carry something similar to this. This is fat wood. Now, this right here was I was trying to explain earlier. This is a Sternos flat pack stove. I use this in conjunction with my alcohol stove, and this will save so much headache, folks. If you're stuck in a situation where you cannot get out of your vehicle, you can set this on your dash, and it will help you cook your food, heat your car. And this thing is very sturdy. It can handle a lot of weight. And now, what this is meant for sterno canisters, I had adjusted this one to allow to fit an alcohol stove in here. Also, in a pinch, if you need to, you could add sticks in here and use it like a twig stove. And as Dave actually mentioned, you can use it tinfoil around it as a windbreak, or you can use it as a pot or whatever. There's multiple uses for tinfoil. Be well, Howie. Thank you for coming. Mountain Dew, I can understand that. The only thing, roadside flares is a good one that Howie mentioned earlier. I've got more stuff in here. I just got to find it. I've got so many things here in my bag. By the way, this bag is going bye-bye, so I will be emptying out and adding a new bag in, replacing everything with it. I do have emergency bibbies. Now, this is in conjunction with the sleeping bags I will have already, but this is what I carry with me on a daily basis. This is just because I'm paranoid. Snake bite kit. First aid kit. This is my small one. I do have a bigger one. I just don't have it available to be reached right at this time. Another extra fire kit. This is my foot and steel set, which I carry with me. And this one here, most people don't think of. I'm not sure how many people here are on medication that you have to take on a daily. This is my weekly, and this is up for 8 days worth of my medications for my heart. So this will last me a week. Now, if I do some finagling, and I could probably stretch this up to 2 weeks if I had to. If you have that many, make sure you do, because we only have one for each vehicle. So that's, and like I said, my headlamp can be used as such. You can put it in the back window, it'll flash red, that kind of thing. I do have something I'm not sure if anybody has considered. If you're stuck in a vehicle for more than a day or two, that where help is not going to arrive in a timely fashion, a simple poop kit. Please consider putting something in, whether it be toilet paper, a bidet type thing we can use with a water bottle, that kind of thing. Because most people don't talk about that kind of thing. Hey, Blake, how you doing, brother? I generally carry, if I'm going to be on a long trip somewhere, I would put a 22 in my trunk or somewhere stashed with some extra ammo, that kind of thing. But that's just an emergency situation. I am going to be cleaning out this backpack anyway, so that's why I can go through it right now. I got a new bag to put it in. Now, I don't have a full-blown winter kit as of yet, but I'm working on it. Oh, spare battery packs. You can never, these things will get zapped by the cold if you're not careful, but carry a battery pack to charge your phones, charge your GPS, charge, I don't know what else you would want to keep on your on hand. Like as this one, you can see this one here is 100%. Keep it on hand. Now, this one here is not a big one. This one's just a small, what is this one? This is a 10,000 milliamp one. It's not too big, but having something like that on hand at all times. I carry a bigger one. It's more of a 26,000 milliamp one, which could be charged my phone up a couple times. Now, I'm not sure how cold it gets in Georgia, but I know you guys do get snow from time to time. So I'm not sure what you would keep in your car for an emergency kit, because I know you guys got some hills down there. Now, one thing you also can carry in your vehicle, besides, like the soul bivy blankets or emergency blankets and things like that, I carry a like an underquilt, but this is more like a whoopee. It's fairly large. It lofts really well, and it will keep you warm. A puffer jacket for layers is really good. Funny one, I found one in my size when I was working at the DAV thrift shop this year, and yeah, it is very comfortable and very warm. So please forgive me. I'm going through all this stuff trying to remove things that I will need along the way. Never have too many of these ferrule rods. A silcock key. I do carry some extra magnets because you never know what you can do with magnets. High vis vest. I do have one of those over there. A pack cover for your thing. I am going to be transferring this one over to my new bag because I don't think it has one. So that's going to be a good thing to have. A pull start fire kit. You know, these things work really well. They're not quite 100% guaranteed, but they will work really well as long as you keep them moisture free. I think I pretty much got this bag emptied out. Something for a repair kit for my bow, which I carry with me wherever I go. The reason I'm replacing my bag is because it is shredded. And my Kincaid Outdoors Velcro patch. But that's, you know, one of the things you got to be careful about what you carry with it. Whether you have it as a full kit like I do, or you have it a different way. My new kit is going to have I'm going to have a takedown bow with it, as well as everything you saw there. I'm going to adjust all that into the other bag. Now, if you do any hunting or anything like that, your hunting vest works just fine. It doesn't matter what color you use as a high vis vest, but yellow and orange are both good options. If you had the option, like Howie said, having a flare, whether road or flare gun, those would also work. But also make sure you check them because they can expire if you're not careful. Now, these right here are the simple Yuko survival match. These things are pretty much bomb proof. And this here has got another ferrule rod and my flint and steel and some more char cloth and some other stuff. And also has a magnifying glass as well. But you never, you know, I'd rather have too many ways to start a fire than not enough. Okay, I've heard about that one, Sean, but I'm not sure how that works. I'm going to have to look that one up. But I remember hearing something about being able to run a broken hand drill. Well, like one of these in reverse, so to charge a item, whether your phone or something else. Another something people suggested, I've seen in the past. King of Random has a video. Okay, if you can find a link to that one and put it in the chat, I greatly appreciate it, Sean. One of the things, like I was saying, okay, there's something I need to do for you, Sean, that I haven't done yet. So please bear with me and apologize I haven't done it sooner. Hey, Dan, how you doing, brother? Glad you could make it. Dan has a lot of the same weather I do because he is just literally the next state over from me. All the items I've shown previously, if you have any questions, please let me know. I do have a random assortment of things I carry with me on the daily. I will be adding it to all this items you saw here so far will be added to my new bag, which will be added with maybe a few other things because it is much larger. It does have some other things I'm going to be swapped out for. Like this bag right here will probably be added to my new bag because it is a detachable, as you can see. So this will probably be added to that because it does have the MOLLE set up. It's not as sturdy as the snaps of the new one, but this one here will be added to my other bag. So I can add more. Better to have too many pouches than not enough. Okay, thank you. Now I do have, I think that's about all the additional outside pouches I can detach for now. Now I might cannibalize the things here for I can use them on my any other repair jobs for my other stuff. So that'll be on my list of things to snag off of this thing when I do. Like the straps for the waist belt will probably be coming off to keep these buckles here, as well as all the additional buckles such as this one here, load lifter straps, and compression straps. So I'll be breaking those that down into things I could possibly use. Now I do. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I can save some stuff already. I forgot all about this option, so I don't have to. I can save some issues. Belt saved can be reused as such. Having an extra waist belt is always a good thing. So I don't have to cut anything off of that. That is good to go. Now, if I could take my straps off, I would, but they're stitched in. But I will try to save the buckles. Yes, I did, Sean. Welcome to the family. Now, that was my everyday carry bag. I do have my bushcraft bag right here that I did put over here. And in it, I do carry the old school water bottle with canteen cup. I do carry a secondary kit. Both these bigger kits are MSR kits, and they carry very similar things in both. What, did you not want a wrench, Sean? If you don't want it, just let me know. But you've more than earned it. And I can always use good people. Well, good luck. That's like a trip, half a trip there. Now, another thing I do carry in both my bushcraft kit as well as my regular everyday carry kit is pot holders for my pots. But this one here is something I don't have in my other bag. This is my gasifier stove. You can use both. Well, you can actually use multiple things in this. You can use my alcohol stove in here. You can use the fuel tabs in here. You can use wood in here. So there's a lot of, or even if you had a, give me a second here. My sterno, you can sterno in these because it'll fit in here, and you have multiple fuel options that you can use in this stove. Because, give me a second here. Because you can put it like this. You can put your sterno in here like this. You can use whatever you want inside this to help you. You can use it to cook off of. I do have an additional item that I add to this to make it more efficient. I will be showing you that in a second here. If you just give me a moment. But you can add to your car kit as well. Now, this is one thing I don't carry in my car kit. This is my poncho, but I usually generally carry a waterproof jacket with me at everywhere I go. I have a Colan that I carry. I do carry a flashlight in that kit. That's a simple little LED light, nothing fancy. As I was saying earlier, I am going to explain something that I did figure out an idea for those people. Hey, hon. Love. Jason made a joke you might get a kick out of.
What?
I just gave Sean Crawford, he's the truck driver that is going for his 1,000,000 miles in a year.
Uh-huh.
I gave him a wrench, and Jason said, Master gave Sean a wrench. Sean is free now. Okay, if you guys wear hoodies like I do, you can use survival shoelaces in place of the drawstrings. Yes, you can use them in your shoes or your boots, but if those are not practical, anywhere you can have a drawstring that is required, replace it with survival shoestrings because you can use them anywhere you go. Because most people are not going to think twice about something you carry in your hoodie. Now, this one here, I would wear in a hoodie because it is kind of the casing ripped. That's the only reason why it's this way. But I can never get it to pull back in there, so that'd be why I would use that one in a hoodie. But always consider this right here. Be safe, Sean. He's got 1,200 miles left before the end of the year to get his 1,000,000 miles. Okay, this right here would be going over the top of this right here, which you can use in your vehicle if you have a place to do so. But I would not use any fuel that like wood in your vehicle. Now, any chemical ones, such as a sterno, alcohol, a candle, those kind of options, or the fuel tabs even, you can use in here because with a stand on here and a safe place to put it, that you can probably use like a piece of tile to help protect your vehicle's dashboard, floorboard, wherever you decide your center console to keep it from melting your vehicle. But this right here is for this reason right here, which I'll explain. When you have your vehicle, whether it a big car, small car, whatever, this right here, you can have it over the top of that, or what I like to do, with the legs removed, I set that on top of this with the legs off, mind you. And I can put any pot on there, a cup, whatever, of any size, without having to worry about it falling through. I picked this up off of Temu, and it is very solid, heavy duty. And the legs, I have taken the legs off for different reasons because you don't always need the legs, but this thing is heavy, about a pound or so. This is not something you're just going to just toss around, but this thing is pretty much bomb proof. That hurt actually. But yeah, various things you keep. You can also, like I said, you could use emergency candles in that one if they're small enough. Now they do have the liquid emergency candles, which probably would work both for cooking and heat and light. So just be careful if you do use one of those. Like I said, get yourself a piece of ceramic tile, and you can put that about this size. Nothing too big. You can cut it down to size, but you can keep it with this. That way you can sit your all of your stoves, your candles, or whatever on top of those, on top of that, to help protect your vehicle from getting burnt or spilt wax, what have you. So does anybody have any suggestions, ideas, improvements? Call me a BS or whatever. Let me know. Tell me what you think. That's my ideas. I just running with it. Now, a lot of this gear you might think is expensive. I didn't pay as much as most people think, because with exception of a few items, which were brand new, which is this one, and surprisingly enough, this right here, these were under $20 each. Not too expensive. This one was actually probably under 10. And this one was probably about 6. I had deals. This one here was probably one of the most expensive ones. I paid 15 for this. So, like I said, you can use it with a alcohol stove. You can use sterno. You can use liquid emergency candles. You've seen those. They're about the same size, but they got the 1 wick or up to 3 wicks, depending on which one it is. You can use that for cooking. You can use that for heating. You can use that for light. They seal off really well because they come with lids that you can screw down. And those things, I don't know how well they handle the cold because of the fuel, if they would freeze or not. Because I have just come up with that idea today. But just different options you can use in addition to using wood with these. I'm trying to put everything back so I don't lose anything. I got stuff stashed everywhere. Well, Jason, on some days, if you're at work, for those of us who live further than a short trip to work, you may not have an option for that. Because snowstorms and blizzards can come out of nowhere. And it may not just be a snowstorm. It could have been snow one day, but high winds the next, which make blizzard-like conditions. And a lot of people, I've actually, when I was on my way up to go get my shot for my knee, seen a semi jackknifed in the middle of the road due to the weather, because of the wind. And high winds can kill you just as much as snow, rain, and ice. A tornado even. Derechos happen here. So I've literally seen several vehicles on the side of the road due to weather. I've been one of those vehicles on the side of the road due to weather. I've been down, put my car in a ditch. It was not something I wanted to happen. It just happened. And as I said before, keeping an extra pew-pew, if you want to do that, or a bow like I do, in your vehicle on longer trips, that would probably be understandable, as long as you know the consequences of having a firearm in your vehicle and stuff. If you're licensed to have one and you're able to carry one, you should be good. Give me a second here. I'm trying to get myself adjusted. So that's where that went. Okay. I'm looking for that. So anybody else have any suggestions, ideas, updates compared to what I have come up with? I'd like to hear it because, I mean, I'm all ears, literally, when it comes to these ideas, because I'd rather have too many ideas than not enough. And you can never have too much cordage. I don't have any paracord in my bushcraft bag, but that's on my list. But I do have some other stuff that I didn't have in my other kit, my day-to-day kit. I do have a secondary snake bite kit and bug bite kit. This one here is a spare backpack for carrying for small trips. If you have to go pick up firewood, pick up small stuff, you can use it for foraging, that kind of thing. This one's from No Boundaries. I won this particular backpack off from Jason McDaniels on one of his giveaways. I would use that if I have a base camp set up. Now, a lot of people who know me might recognize this kit. This one's the one you could probably use as a kit for your car, your truck, whatever you use. Simple steel water bottle, which you can heat up water in. A steel cup. Yes, this is all Pathfinder stuff. This is one of the few Pathfinder gear that I have with lid and holder for the water bottle. I'm just trying to remember where everything's at. Try to keep track. But I did mention, I'm not sure if you caught it, Jason, about having a weather radio on hand, because if your vehicle's power gets drained, battery gets drained because your car either freezes or something happens that causes the motor to die, you got to be careful on that note, because you never know. You got to keep track of what's going on with the weather. Because like I said, weather can change overnight no matter where you're at. And if anybody wants to come up, please do. The link is at the top of the chat. I'd greatly appreciate it, because I could always use a co-host to bounce ideas to as well as talk to. Dan, I know you're in here, so you can come on up if you want to. I will be putting this all stuff back together before I go, because I have to have my backpack ready to go with me tomorrow when I leave for my appointment, because I've got to go in town with Jenny tomorrow, and it's an all-day type of thing, and I won't be able to do much until 3 o'clock, because my truck needs to get a tire replaced at this time. Any questions? Any ideas? Please feel free. Because your ideas that you've given are really good. Howie had some good ideas when he was here. Sean had some good ideas when he was here. Vike had some good ideas when he was here. He said he'd be back, though. He's taking his wife out to dinner. Like I said, any ideas, I'd be great, open to any suggestions. Because I can't deem to say I know it all. I'm going by personal experience and what I've dealt with in the past, especially, like I said, personal experience. Hey, bud. Have you eaten? There's some turkey in the fridge. One of the things I had in my bag I didn't mention, which I should have, is I have a bag full of fatwood. I got this bag from Cliff. It's a 4 Directions bushcraft bag. Not only do I carry Yuko survival matches in here, I carry a ton of fatwood, big pieces of fatwood, as you can see, as well as a spare ferro rod that is as big as the round one you saw earlier that I showed, which is over there. It's got to dig it out. Where's it at? There it is. It's fairly huge. It's a 1/2-inch cube, but 6 inches long. I don't use it very much. That's why it looks like it does. I got to be more active with it. But it does work really well, and it's even got a lanyard hole. Another thing that most people don't consider, which is something to occupy your mind, because if you're stuck in a vehicle, say whether in a snowbank during a snowstorm, whatever it takes, something to keep your mind busy. You can't always be on your phone, because if your phone dies, you lose your communication. You lose your access to the outside world if signal's available. Carry a pack of cards. Carry a small board game or something. A cribbage game, dice, something.
I forgot my laptop's charge cord.
You did forget the charge cord, didn't you?
For my big one, I got it. The other one, I forgot it.
I want it back.
It runs on Type C anyways.
What?
It runs on Type C.
What does?
My laptop. I could charge it through a Type C and the regular.
Oh, okay.
As you.
I got a Type C cord. You can just.
Yeah.
Hey, Cliff, glad you can make it, brother. And I know I've seen your truck, so don't even lie to me about that. Please, the link is at the top of the chat. Please come on up.
So is it like this one?
C to C.
Yeah, that'll work.
Or just a regular charge cord would work.
Yeah. I just need to make sure it actually works.
Okay. I got other ones.
Well, you can come on up. Leave me like talking like a madman up here. Because I mean, I've got so many ideas and stuff that I've been wanting to do. Because and it, with my new backpack that I'm going to be using to replace that one, I am going to be using every and all idea I have in order to keep things going. Not being able to start a fire. And one of the things I carry with me extra, most people don't, I got extra pieces of flint to go with my flint and steel, bobby pins, wire saws, jute twine, waxed thread. I don't have any number 36 bank line. Hey, Cliff.
Bank line is Grace's thing.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I got paracord. I've got that. And I've got some other old cordage that I use for like this kind of cord. It's like old tent cord from the various tents that I have.
Yeah, utility cord.
Yeah, the utility. But this one here is actually from a tent because it actually has the little.
Yeah, it's all that stuff. They don't put paracord on tents. It's all utility cord.
Yeah, but I like I've got metal versions of these, but the plastic ones work too. And you wouldn't believe how many people just throw this kind of stuff on the curb because a tent breaks, whatever. They throw everything on the curb. Don't worry about replacing it, and you just cannibalize what you have. I just cannibalized the waist strap from my old backpack that I plan on using with something else because I didn't realize. I totally forgot that I could take it off. And look at how wide that belt is. There's nothing wrong with the belt, and it's got the MOLLE webbing on it and everything else. So you never have too many extra belts for you to put your gear on, or like an extra belt pouch like this. This is one of the other, as you can see, this one here was kind of, the MOLLE webbing is falling off and everything else, but it still works as an additional pouch, which I'll add to my new backpack because it has all the extra mollies. So never have too many, be on the safe side. Now, I've seen what you carry in your truck, Cliff.
No, you saw what I carried in my truck for the camping trip.
Well, the thing is, minus the big, you don't carry your power station with you everywhere, do you?
No, it stays in my room.
I kind of figured that.
I'll only take it with me if I'm going somewhere that I might need it for.
Like if you're in a place where you're trying to get to Denver, but for some unknown reason you're not taking the main highways, Maybe it got shut down due to a blizzard or something.
They don't shut those highways down.
They do restrict you if you don't have 4-wheel drive or chains.
Some locations, yes, but not from here to Denver. Raton Pass, I've never seen that closed ever, and I've driven through there in a blizzard.
They came close to doing that when I got out of the service. I had to go through there, and I was doing it in a Dodge 83 Dodge Colt. They made me buy chains for it. Otherwise, they would not even let me through.
Yeah, I've driven through that 3 or 4 times during blizzards, and that's never closed down.
But you could see a lot of cars in ditches and stuff like that because they weren't prepared. And people get stuck in blizzards all the time because they think, oh, I can get through. And then they don't. Because some of them, okay, what's Dan put there?
Same with snakes and turtles. Turtles too.
Now, one of the things I'm not sure if you heard me mention, Cliff, having one of these.
Fire starter.
Wrong.
Water
This is a bidet, a pocket bidet. Because if you don't want to run out of toilet paper if you don't have to. Because if you're
I got microfibers in water.
Well,
And a bar of soap, so I'm pretty much good on hygiene on that one.
Yeah. Like I also was mentioning, if you have any medications you have to take on the daily, carry extra. Oh, if you notice, I am rearranged.
Yes, we discussed this on Tuesday. Wednesday. Sorry, Wednesday.
Yeah. I'm getting closer to getting things done. I don't have my bow rack up yet, and I'm going to put some swords up there too. So this is going to be something different. But I'm gonna, with my new backpack, I'm going to try to combine a bunch of stuff together. But you also got to change out your packs during the time of year you're in, because you can't use the same pack all year round. While it might have a lot of the same stuff, but not all the stuff you need. Like in the summertime, you don't need hand warmers or of any kind. Now, like I said, I just actually came up with some ideas for my wood gas stove. You can use not just the alcohol stove like I use. You can use the sterno fuel in here. You could use the solid fuel tabs in here. Besides the wood, obviously, you can actually use the liquid emergency candles in here. You've seen those, right? About the same size.
I have a whole stack of them right behind that.
Can you show one of those for folks, please? Because I don't have one at the moment.
Actually, is it behind that? Nope, I moved them. Okay, give me a second.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Oh, they really aren't back there. What should I go get? Oh, you know what? I moved them into the other area. So hold on, I'll grab one.
That's fine. Thank you, Cliff. Yep, I don't know. Oh, that would work too. But a pocket bidet with a simple water bottle works fine. I apologize for the floor being wet. It is, love. You should eat a sandwich.
Sorry, dumb fox is dumb today.
Why is that?
Because I got him right here next to me. My dumb ass walked all the way to the other room to try to find him. I got him literally sitting on the floor like 2 feet away.
Yep.
These things.
Yep. Those would work.
These are the 15-hour ones too.
Yeah, those would work in the same setup as I was talking about, because you can use them in same way you would use them for the sterno, the alcohol stoves, whatever. Those would those are the ones.
Yes and no at the same time, because these things have the flame on there is like maybe a 1/4 inch.
Well, that's what one thing I like about this right here. I know you've probably seen that it's like this really deep right there. You can flip it upside down.
These are
okay.
It's called
What
liquid
do you
wax,
do?
but it's essentially freaking lantern oil.
Right. Well, the thing is, not only would it work for just light and heat, you could also use it to heat up some water, melt snow if you needed to.
Yeah, I mean, you can use them in an emergency situation for cooking
Sure.
and stuff, but it's going to take a long time for one of these to boil water.
Well, I mean, I didn't say boil water. I said heat water.
Still going to take a while to heat water because these things don't put out a lot of heat.
Oh, I didn't say they put out a ton of heat or anything like that. But that's just an option that, people should consider.
Yeah, generally you can use one of those. You got a couple of those in like, if you break down on the side of the road and you happen to have 2 or 3 of those, just crack your window a tad bit and light all 3 of them and just set them on the floor.
I have seen the candle versions, the big 3-wick candle ones. They're like that tall, but they have 3 wicks, but they're like that big around. Hey, Jason.
Evening, Jason.
How was supper? I can't hear you.
You have no sound.
Now, if you have some solid fuel tabs, if you can find them, they would work really well in those too, in the same configuration. Like I said, this is very versatile. You could use various things in this particular setup. Now, you could probably do a lot of the same things with this, like this old Sterno stove, do the same way. Though, like you said, the wicks are very small. I don't know how tall they are overall.
Yeah, but like I said, those are the big ones. They make smaller ones. They're usually like 15 to 18 or like 20-hour ones. They're a lot shorter. That would probably work a little better for that particular Sterno stove setup, because that flame would be pretty much almost touching the bottom of that pot.
Which would be good, though. I mean, for what you need it for.
No, that stuff burns absolutely clean.
That's the same. Give me a second here.
Jason's having technical issues.
Okay. No, I actually have the fuel, like you got me, for my lamps is the same oil.
Yeah, it's liquid. It's considered liquid wax. They call it liquid wax, but in all honesty, it's lantern fuel or lantern oil.
Now, I use them for all my lamps around.
Yeah, I just refilled all of mine. Actually, I have to go buy a new bottle because I'm down to 1 gallon and 1/4.
I've been going pretty good on those because I'm not sure if you heard that our furnace went out the other day, and we've been cold here. But it was a simple, easy fix, which I'm glad, because apparently there was a sensor that had some either corrosion or soot on it from the gas flames, but for a heater, and I think it's gonna remember where all my bags are for everything.
Yeah, that'd be the thermostat sensor on the pilot light.
Yeah. That got gunk on it, and he said it has to be cleaned like once in 10 years. And he's the guy who came here is the one who put it in originally.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. And it took him not even 10 minutes to fix it.
Oh yeah, no, all you got to do is go in there, reach down, and wipe it off or scrape it off.
That's what he did. Yeah. And that worked out great because within 15 minutes we had a full set. We had heat in the house, and we were literally running off of a space heater.
That's how I've been heating my room. Although I do have the window open technically, so if I was actually smart, I'd take the thing out and save all my heat. But then it gets too hot in here. I can't sleep.
Now, what's you saw my gear that I've mentioned so far? Is there anything you would add that I haven't mentioned? I mean, I want to have a suggestion for people, because this is not just for people's vehicles. You can also do it for your house if you live in a place where there's a lot of snow. Keep it on hand, because if your power goes out, if you have electric, you need some.
You mentioned it, like Mylar sheets or whatnot.
Mylar bags. I do have, the sole emergency blankets and sleeping bags are always a good choice to have.
Yeah, I've got a couple of these little
Okay.
singles. Yeah, I've got like one of those that usually stays in my bag.
This is what it's going to be. It's just what I keep in my everyday carry. But,
Yeah, those. I mean, in all honesty, those those things take up about the same space as, I mean, like a standard Pepsi can or Coke can,
right,
but they're like only like 3-4 inches tall.
right.
And those things take up like almost no space. You can fit a dozen of those in a bag if you absolutely need to.
Yeah, exactly. One other thing I mentioned, I'm not sure if you mentioned it or not, battery packs. Now, I would not suggest you leave a fully charged battery pack in your vehicle, especially in the cold. They will discharge. So you got to be careful about these. Got to keep them warm.
Surprisingly, I don't have that issue. But then again, I don't get down to like sub-zero temperatures.
Because we're at 9 degrees right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm at like 35 again. Like it did drop down cold last night. I had to go outside and no, I'm actually at 40.
And I'm not sure if you have one of these, Cliff, because I don't remember you saying.
Yeah,
so.
I have one of those somewhere in one of my containers.
Yeah, and you could use multiple kinds of fuels in this one, up to and including some perfumes, but you got to be careful with that because it's the fumes.
Yeah, again, I still would not cook anything that has perfume in it because your food's going to smell like that.
Your whole vehicle is going to smell like that.
Everything's going to smell like that.
Yeah, unless you really like what you're smelling. The yellow can bottles of gas treatment heat will work. You can use the red, but yellow's preferred. Either Everclear or vodka if you really want to spend some money.
Everclear's getting hard to find, honestly.
It is. Actually, some moonshines that they have out there will work as well.
Most moonshine will work because moonshine is mostly Everclear. The same difference.
Well, thank you for opening that up, Cliff.
Say what?
Thank you for opening that up because I wanted.
I wasn't going to because I thought I had one that was already open, but I guess I did not. So just to physically answer questions, let's peel one of these bad boys out. So there's those. Oops, sorry, I don't know what. I'm all here. I'm like, here these are, and I'm like not even showing the damn camera.
Are they Sterno?
Yeah, these are Sterno brand.
Okay, that would work perfectly in my kit.
It does have, it's only one wick, folks. So that is only one wick in there.
Can you raise the wick?
No, you do not touch the wick on this thing. So basically you have two wicks in there, and that's why one corner is all the way down to the bottom. And then they have the other one, which is right there, which is quarter way down to the bottom. Basically, when they make these, what they do is they kind of sort of fold them in half and then pull them through, and then or push them through, and then they.
So it's a double wick?
No, it's a single wick. It's one long wick, and when they make this ridge or the cap upside down, they push that wick into it a certain depth. It only sticks out like that's as far as that thing sticks out.
That kind of reminds me of the old Bunsen burner type,
Similar, yes.
Yeah, the old ones.
I will light this just so y'all can see. Who wants to go? I blew it out, damn it.
That's not bad, though. I mean, it's not going to provide you a ton of light or anything like that.
It really doesn't. Sorry, my camera went blurry again.
But if you're in a vehicle where you're running low on fuel in your car, you don't want to run your engine.
Again.
You don't want to go with running your vehicle too much if you don't have a lot of fuel. But that's why one of the things that people suggest, always make sure you keep at least a half a tank in your car at all times. At least. Especially if you're going on any trip longer than half a day.
So I will show you how much light these things put off. Just one of them. It's not a lot, mind you, folks. It is at best nominal for not going blind, but at the same time,
it's more for comfort than and maybe some a little bit of heat.
Okay, I have my computer screen as dark as it will go.
That's not bad though, Cliff. I mean, for comfort reasons and maybe even warming your hands like you're showing.
No, I was just showing my hands so you could actually see how far back they'll. Like you go about 6 inches, you can't see jack squat.
But it's better than no light at all because it's a comfort kind of thing. I am picking this up, hun. I'm just moving it to my other bag. But did
Like,
you eat that?
you'll get like ambient light with this around the area, so you can kind of see some of the tasks you're doing. But aside from that, you're not going to be sitting here lighting a path through the middle of the bush.
Oh, no.
With one of these little things.
No, this is something you keep in your vehicle in a stationary position out away from your windshield, obviously, like maybe a center console or something like that. It's out of the way in a protected either like
a cup holder.
Cup
Stick
holder.
it right in your cup holder.
Well, a coffee can would work. That way you can put it, or even a metal cup to protect it from tipping over, obviously.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can just use, like I said, you can just use your your cup holders in your car, and just stick it in there. Let me get my seeds off of here. But I mean, you can just.
That's a tin cup, right? Ceramic covered cup.
No, it's ceramic.
Oh, it is fully ceramic. Okay.
Yeah, it's a
I
ceramic.
thought that was a ceramic covered tin cup. But
no, I have the metal one from the campsite. That's still sitting in my truck. That one actually has a roll of caution tape in it.
But that would work too. A civilized coffee cup.
Yeah, I mean, you can just set it in here. This thing ain't gonna overheat because these things are used to having hot water in them or hot liquids.
And it has a handle, which is a big thing.
Yeah. So again, but that only works in, if you have a coffee cup or if you have a cup holder in your car that actually accommodates cup holders.
Right. Otherwise, you're going to have to go with ones that require, like, for water bottles and things like that. And
but I mean,
really care for those.
This one's got a little bit of a lip on there, so it's not hard to just kind of reach over to the side and grab it and just carry it like this,
right,
without any issues.
But I think that would be a really good idea. That's a good idea, Cliff.
So yeah, you just basically, and what I recommend doing if you have these, if you're going to drag them around with you, put them in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, in case they leak.
Yes, because eventually the liquid itself will eat through the plastic of the Ziploc bag, because they're not really designed for this particular task, really. But again, in case of like spillage or your pack falls over and it happens to lean on because this stuff will leak out the top of this.
Now, if you need to, you could probably transfer that liquid into something like this, Cliff, and that will hold it, some of it.
It'll hold it, but
and it does have a seal.
Won't light.
Huh?
It will not light.
You sure?
I'm 100% positive it will not light. It needs an ignition source like the wick.
Okay.
If that does not have a wick in it, you will not get this stuff to light.
Okay. Good to know.
It's really weird. It's a non-flammable flammable. If that makes any damn sense.
It doesn't, but
if you had a paper towel and you soaked it on a paper towel and you lit the paper towel, yeah, you're going to get it to light that way. It'll burn a little longer. It'll burn a little hotter. But at the same time, without something to soak up the liquid to light it, it's like a candle. If you light a candle wick without a candle, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to burn through whatever's there and it's going to do nothing.
Right.
It's the same thing with a candle. You can't light the candle without the candle wick because wax is non-flammable. And essentially, this is what they consider this is liquid wax.
Now, let's see, what are they called? Those waxed jute or twine things with the copper tubes.
Oh yeah, the fire ropes.
Yeah, fire ropes, whatever they call them. But I don't have one of those at the moment.
I have one. I don't know where I put it. I think it's in my truck still. Other than that, or it's in a random bag somewhere in my other car.
Right.
I got a fun one that'll actually work for you. These little papers.
The little wax paper?
Yeah, these are the wax papers from like the inserts of like the candies.
Right. Those are really nice. Wax paper
Yeah,
works
these
really
were
well.
great. They take up almost no space at all. You can fold this, stick that in your wallet, and you have essentially equivalent of like a small thing. And it's, I mean, it's not like it's not waxed. Damn camera. Focus. I'm just gonna try to see if I can get this to focus real quick. Other than that, I'm gonna have to turn it back off again. Come on, you turd. Dude, it's funny. Sometimes I'll do this and it'll go into focus and then it just does it. All right, I'm gonna have to fix this again. Camera's pissing me off today.
It's like looking at you without my glasses on, Cliff.
It's like looking at me.
Now I do carry two tarps with me.
Jason in the basement again?
Oh yeah, sorry. My apologies.
Yeah, I've only been there for like about 12, 13 minutes.
I saw that thing in the private chat and I was like, wait, what's that dot for? And then I was like, oh, Jason's in the basement.
Well, I apologize, Jason. No, like I said, I carry two tarps with me. But in a vehicle, I also carry a regular tent because you never know, depending on where you're at. Because you can't always.
I have a mini tarp that I can use for shelter cover if I need to.
I got one of my big ones that I acquired, Cliff, for my cover.
Yeah.
Plus a small one I could use as a floor. And it's always good to have space when you're setting things up like that because you never know how things are going to go.
I'd rather just use my bivy, the bivy bag that I carry in with me as a floor cover, because I'd rather sleep on it than in it.
Oh, I bet.
Oh,
The thing is, I've got the bivy. I could put that down as the sleeping bag setup, and I've got the simple Walmart tarp, which I would use as a floor because you don't want to sleep directly on the ground, no matter where you're at. You don't have to.
Yeah, that's why I picked up the Walmart had a sale that was like $8 or $10. It was a 8x10 tarp for like $8 and came with like 6 bungee cords.
I think mine doesn't have the bungee cords, but
It was.
I have bungee cords. But this one here is a 5x7. This was a simple 5x7 Walmart one. But like I said, this would be something I'd use as a floor, keep myself off the ground to help keep my core from getting too cold. This is the emergency situation, not necessarily the one I keep in my truck or my car. I would actually carry one of my tents in there. I have several that I can use. I could carry this one, which is my French Army Commando tent, and that can hold 2 people if I needed to. Or I could use my my Big Agnes or my Light Fighter 1, either one of those 3 to help, I'd rather have the winter kit for the Light Fighter than I would keep that whatever vehicle I'm in because that is plenty big for 2 people. Oh, okay, that makes sense about having to stop and restart your computer.
My advice doing all right.
What?
Now, Cliff, what kind of shelter? You said it's just your a regular tarp for a shelter, or do you actually carry a tent?
No, I don't carry a tent in my truck. Not around you, man. I don't want too much stuff in the back of my truck because then people try to break in and steal my stuff.
Well, I carry most of my gear, the ones I show you, in my backpack. And with my new backpack of being a little bigger than my old one, and finding out that I can actually transfer some of the stuff from that pack to my new one, which is nice. I mean, like this strap here is my waist belt for my old pack. It's going to be really nice to have because the other one's got a really nice waist belt too. So I'd rather have an extra backup. I didn't have to cut anything off of this one. Just pulled it right off. And one thing I do carry extra that most people don't, I just carry my an extra hygiene kit. It may not seem like it, but sometimes, having a routine that you like brushing your teeth in the morning or whatever keeps you from being driving yourself insane. You could also carry simple medications like, either Tylenol or ibuprofen, or even simple little cold medicine. Just because if you're feeling poorly while you're doing something like this, anything that
I
helps
usually
you.
always have, for some reason, I always have Dayquil in my truck.
Dayquil works really well. I like the liquid tabs over the liquid because you can carry more of them, and they're
Yeah,
dosed.
but you still have to take like 4 or 5 of them liquid tabs.
I've never had to take more than 2. So I don't know maybe you're used to them or something. I don't know.
I usually take because those come with, where's my other one? Because I have the NyQuil here, and that comes with, hold on so we can actually see what the hell I'm doing. That comes with this cup. I usually just take the equivalent of whatever this is, and I just chug it right out of the bottle.
I generally do the same when I have the bottles, but the thing is, I go through the bottle too fast that way.
Well, I mean, it's the recommended dosage for adult is up to where the top, that stupid little
Sometimes
ridge
it's
is right
2
there.
of those. Sometimes it's 2 of those.
I used to do that, and then I always have like cough drops, but I always have Tylenol and what is this stuff? Benadryl's on me.
I just take a good swig.
Yeah, see, yeah, about a shot's worth.
Let's see here. Problem is, it's hard to get up after I drink it. The following morning, it's tough to get up.
Carrying
no
a couple extra
problem with that.
bandanas is always good too.
I could chug that entire bottle, Jason, and probably wake up 6 hours later.
Really?
Oh no, I fall right asleep. I'm asleep within 20 minutes.
What kind of food would you recommend, guys?
Say what?
What
Food
kind of
that you're
food
willing to eat.
would you carry in a winter type situation? You know that you're going to be traveling during the winter time. What kind of food would you carry with you?
Dehydrated.
Like
Candy.
turkey.
Candy and jerky.
Well, I'm a big fan of lemon drops. But
You know why? Because it doesn't freeze.
Yeah. I did find
And a soup will freeze.
a place where I think I mentioned it on your live yesterday. Jenny and I stopped off somewhere yesterday, and this one place was like a bin store. They have a ton of pepperoni sticks.
Yeah, those are good.
Cliff, these are the long pepperoni sticks. So
Now, what I want the medallion beef jerky ones.
well, I'd love to have those, but they
Nobody
didn't have any
sells
of them.
them.
They had other ones like that, but these are the super hot ones, which I don't touch. And the
I like
pepperoni
the
sticks.
peppered ones. I'll sit there and I'll eat dozens of them at a time. I just sit there and munch on them like a little squirrel.
Well, that's what I think the long
Okay.
pepperoni sticks. I mean, the really long, skinny, like Slim Jims, super long Slim Jims.
Yeah.
basically. I think these were Slim Jim brand, and I would carry probably about 20 or 30 of those, just to have them on hand, because one of those would be enough for a small meal for me at the moment.
It's good for a small pick me up and energy boost once it actually starts to process through the system. But yeah,
But make sure you keep hydrated because it takes water to process that in your system.
yeah, those are fairly salty.
But it's good to have. I mean, besides jerky, hard candies, if you can afford a dehydrated meal, you could probably, like Jenny mentioned, having ramen. But please bear with you, folks. If you do use ramen packets are very salty.
Best one to have is Skittles because it don't melt.
That's a little bit too much sugar for me.
Yeah, well, if you need a sugar boost, that's what you eat them for.
Well, if you're freezing, you're going to be using up a lot of calories.
Yeah,
Well, that's true. They said
about cold.
cold weather is considered doing stuff in cold weather is considered hard labor. You can go up to 5,000 calories a day just keeping yourself warm.
Or
And
if you start to shiver.
yeah, if you have, like I was saying, it depends on the situation. If you have cover or not. If you have cover, I hate to say this, if you're trying to stay in your car, if your car won't start, you don't have any way to heat, other than food and doing jumping jacks, your car's going to be like a coffin. It's going to be cold.
Lots of heat. You're sitting in a metal box. Of course, it's going to be cold.
If the wind is blowing, you're better off in the car.
But you still, it would suck the heat out of you because it's
Yeah,
through conduction and convection.
it's
and
slower.
stuff.
It's a slower day.
What you can, what actually I've seen somebody do. I've met a few van campers who sleep in their vans and stuff like that. Not just people who do truck camping and stuff like that, like Tyler.
Yeah,
But
target.
you know those sunshades?
Yeah.
Are made from that bubble foil wrap stuff. They wrap all their windows in that stuff to help as an extra layer of insulation.
I always forget what that stuff is called. I got a roll of it somewhere. Well, I had a roll. Actually, no, I still have partial of the roll.
Foil insulation.
It's foil. It's foil bubble
Yeah,
wrap.
Bubble wrap with foil on it.
But they cut it with Velcro straps and stuff to hold it on in the shape of the windows.
Yeah,
Of
you also
every
get
window
it
they
in a
have.
bag and climb in it.
Well, that's what we were thinking about. You know, we would have something like this, or my winter sleeping bag. You know, my bivy bag that I got, my Sub-Zero sleeping bag. I've got some 30-degree bags. I've got some 10-degree bags, and things like that. And like I said, I'd rather not use this one if I didn't have to, because this thing does not breathe.
No, it does not. Neither does a trash bag. And you get the same effect out of a trash bag that you will with one of those.
Yeah, because you got to be careful using one of these. You got to make sure you leave the top open for you could, if you're sweating, let the moisture out. Otherwise,
Easiest thing to do with those is once you have it open, cut a V-notch in the bottom of that damn tarp, or even just a slit so it has just a little bit of opening so you breathe.
and put some duct tape on there to keep it from ripping.
Tape the end of it so it doesn't go just split right down the middle, and you're sitting there.
First and then cut it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Tape it first, then cut it. Yeah, you had the same idea I did.
Yeah, because that's basically all the heat is going to be down where your feet are. I've tried that method before, and I woke up one time and my freaking socks were wet.
And
the rest of me was fine. The socks were soaking wet and freezing because there's no ventilation down there.
By the way, wool is your friend.
Yeah, I was wearing wool socks, and they were frozen and soaking wet.
Even wet wool will keep you warm.
Now,
Unless
when
they're
They're
blend.
soaking wet. When they're damp, maybe, but not saturated. I
All you
woke
do
up
is
in like a
take them
pond
off, wring them out, put them back on.
in the middle of my tent. Oh, no. It was too cold to do that. That stuff is freezing cold out there.
No, but having wool blankets in your car is also a good idea. If you can do, this is just one of those military ponchos. But I do have, well, yeah, I guess you could call it a whoopee-ish thing. But it's down here somewhere. I buried it.
In all honesty, even a little small tarp that you can just wrap around yourself would be better than nothing, because that's at least trapping some body heat.
Yeah, I found out the sleep system that I have, the military sleep system. Each piece of it is rated to a different temperature.
Yeah, when you put them all together, you can go down to like -60.
This one, it's a -30.
you can actually keep a piece of Tyvek, or keep a Tyvek suit with you too as well.
Tyvek has the same issue as the Bivvies do.
Yeah, non-breathable, but
I would say they were a little bit more. You can shape them better because you can actually make them what you want. Just tape them together. I like using Tyveks for as a ground sheet underneath my tent.
no, he's talking about the Tyvek suits.
The suit.
Those are expensive. You can't afford to get those anywhere.
They're only like a couple dollars.
Does it say Home Depot sells them for like $8?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get the whole suit. You get the whole the gives you the whole suit. It's usually either single suit, or you get pants and a jacket, and then you get the feet covers and then like the hood.
Okay.
Yeah, or you get the full one-piece bunny suit. But if you're outside, quiet.
Dude, yeah, those suits they're not expensive. If you want to get the vinyl suit, that's what's expensive.
Yeah, they'll protect you from the wind.
A good stocking cap or balaclava or even a scarf.
I have all of the above.
Also good to have. You guys have seen me wear multiple different types of hats. from my Carhartt one to this is my military one.
I got 4 random beanies that I picked up at Lowe's one time because they were like $4, $4.99 a piece. So I picked up 4 of them. I don't know where I put them. I
Well,
think they're in my back of my cart.
this one's military. This is a watch cap. Some people call them beanies. Some people call them, what's the other name they call them?
Toboggan.
Yeah, that one I never understood where the word come from. To me,
I don't know what
huh?
I haven't heard of it called that, but I don't know why they call it the toboggan.
I don't know if
Maybe
Cecilia's
it's
still
on it,
here or
right?
not, but is Cecilia leave already?
Yeah, I left like a long time ago.
Oh, wow, it's too bad. I'm on a roll, surprisingly enough.
Thought you were on a recliner.
I'm on that too.
I'm here all night, folks.
I think it's because we actually have
broke
heat
me
here.
down.
I'm not cold. That's a big thing.
I got my days scheduled.
Nice.
Did you get your weekend?
But yeah, I get next month. I get extended weekends.
3-day weekends now, huh?
Yeah, I had to burn like 34 hours left.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
No, unfortunately for Christmas, I'm gonna be off on Tuesday, Wednesday, work Thursday, and off on Friday.
Ugh.
It happens. We mentioned hard candies. What kind of hard candies would you guys suggest? I like my lemon drops.
What is it you will eat?
Well, lemon drops. I do a lot. Butterscotch is limited.
No, see, I was thinking myself Werther's because I could just grab a handful of those. I'll eat like I don't know what it is with those ones, but I'll just sit there and I'll just eat them.
Like the coffee ones?
Yeah.
Another good one for that I like, the peppermint ones.
The Brock's?
Yeah. I don't do candy canes though.
Same thing. Just break
Well,
them.
they're like common now, right now, this season, but I like my lemon drops. The old-fashioned lemon drops are my favorite. I think Jenny likes the root beer ones. I'm not a fan of root beer, so.
Oh, I don't like those ones either. They taste funny.
But
Taste really funny.
any hard candies, it'll help give you some kind of energy boost, like Jason said. It's just something that keeps your saliva going. That way, you won't get as thirsty.
Well, the
Yeah.
peppermint ones aren't too bad. The what they call the stars.
Yeah.
Basically, those round ones in the plastic.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, those ones are at least.
Those are Brock. Those are Brock's, right?
No, those are. I don't know who makes those.
I thought it
Brock's makes the chocolate ones.
They make the peppermint ones too.
Butterscotch.
But
Butterscotch. I mentioned butterscotch.
the again, those particular candies, it's a twofold. One, you're getting a little bit of sugar energy, and two, it's a breath mint, so your breath don't smell like you just sucked on a butthole.
Lemon drops do the same thing. But Jenny can't do lemon drops because there's a little bit of citrus in them, and she can't do that. Now, Dan, if you were in here, let me know. What would you care? What kind of hard candies would you use? Because, like I said, it can be used to help activate your saliva glands, help you not feel as thirsty. It's not something I would use all the time, but every once in a while. Because you have a limited supply, and you don't know how long it's going to take from the time you have your emergency where you get stuck, or if you're stuck at home, if you have your home kit, you could have stuff like that.
I guess Brock's does make them.
I thought Brock's did.
Don't they also make the ones for Sonics too?
I have no idea.
Those ones are a different version, but yeah, I think they make them ones too. Because the ones for Sonic they're not the solid ones like you normally would get that
They're
take like 30, 40 minutes to dissolve. You put that thing in your mouth, it's gone like 2 minutes later.
The chalky ones.
Yeah.
I don't like the chalky ones.
I do.
Now, I'm going to make a suggestion. I'm not sure if you guys would agree or not. Icy hot, the roll-on kind, not the paste you put on your hands. On your muscles and stuff that'll help you feel warm. It'll help keep your blood flow and stuff going on if your legs are getting cold. They suggest that when we were running in high school.
I've never been a fan of icy hot.
But it will help promote circulation in your legs and your hands. Just don't touch your eyes with it.
Or anything above the knees and below the waist.
In your groin area, do not touch it.
Yeah, below the waist, above the knees.
Okay. You can do your inside your nose because it'll help you breathe better, but not your ears
or your burn though.
I'll take a jalapeno, thank you.
But what if you are you going to be carrying jalapenos on you?
I usually do.
Oh,
I usually in his lunchbox.
Those are his afternoon snacks. But Vaseline is another good one to carry with you.
Yeah, it's only because it can be used as a fire starter or a fire extender, not a starter.
I was also thinking like Vicks. You can use lip balm too if you want. Chapstick. You can use it for multiple ways. I just saw a video about where a guy you could use where help a lubricant for your knives, your zippers, fire starters.
Covering wax. Wax is the same thing.
A little bit. If you have a small abrasion, you can use that to help cover that to help protect it.
You can also use Crisco.
Huh?
You use Crisco.
But not everybody carries Crisco every year in their pockets.
So much fun. You can slide around in the snow like an otter.
Only you would.
Only if you wipe it on a metal disc.
Now, the one thing I would probably
parking lot.
The one thing I probably would throw in a vehicle that the average person doesn't. I have a set of snowshoes that I would throw in there too. In case I had to get out, I would be able to walk out. And I'd rather not have to sink up to my waist if I didn't have to.
If I lived where it snowed a lot, I'd be having some cross-country skis.
Cross-country skis will work wherever there's snow here. I mean, if deep snow or like we're here in Iowa.
It'll work in 4 inches of snow.
And I've seen the skis work in sand too.
Yeah, a cross-country ski for the poor man is nothing more than a fence plate tied to your foot.
That's waxed.
I'd like to see you do a video about that, Cliff, if you prove it that fact.
Flat of water?
No.
I mean, that's essentially what a ski is. You could do the same thing with literally a fence plank tied to your foot, sand the bottom of it so it's all smooth, and like just wax the bottom of it. I guarantee you can move around in that thing.
What if you broke those old school wood toboggans?
Yeah.
Use those. You break one of those up to make skis.
Too wide still.
No. When I say break it up, cut it into sections.
It won't displace your weight enough.
They're too short.
Those are 6 feet long.
Most of them are not. The old ones are 6 feet long. The newer ones.
That's what I'm talking about. The old school. I said old school. The wood.
You'd have to carry a saw, and you're going to be spending way too much energy cutting that formed wood just to make a ski.
Well, that's why I got snowshoes. So if I don't have, they're smaller, they're easier to carry. They even have traction on the bottom. So that's one thing I would carry with my gear that the average person would not. But because I have them, I found them, and they were cheap. They will hold up my weight.
I think I got snowshoes one time in a battle box.
Really? You have snowshoes?
I think somewhere. It might be one of the boxes I have either in here or it might have been in one of the boxes I got joinked out of my truck back in 2020.
No, but I've got a decent pair. They're adjustable to any size boot. So that way I would be able to travel without having to worry about sinking up to my waist. Or
I'm going to see if I can make some out of bamboo all the bamboo that I grow out here.
Well, I'm sure you could. I mean, as long as you know the standard design of them and what they're, where your weight displacement is. Yeah. I was watching Ed Stafford series. First One Out is what it's called. And he was in a race with another survivalist to get from point A to point B that was like 50 miles from where he started. They were going through waist deep snow, and he was post holing. He didn't have all the gear he needed, so he made himself snowshoes, which looked more like skis. But
pulling off freaking evergreen branches would make him out of that.
He made I'm not sure what wood he used, but he made himself some snowshoes. Another option is what Matt Graham did with Joe Tedai when he took the skis off a front of a
snowmobile.
Yeah. Well, people call them snow machines. Some people call them snowmobiles. It just depends on where you're at. But he put those skis on his feet, and they worked just like cross between skis and snowshoes.
Yeah, because usually the ones on those those tracks are fairly wide. They're usually about 6-8 inches wide for those skis. And they're short, but
it's
they're wide enough to keep you from sinking into the ground. I mean, if it keeps that machine from popping into the ground,
yeah,
it'll keep a 200-pound man from sinking into the snow.
And I think from the actual track of that same snowmobile, they used some of the track for making Joe some snowshoes. They didn't work as good as Matt's, obviously, but they did keep him from post holding every 5 feet.
That's right.
But carrying something like that, it's like I said, that's to be if a person had to walk away from their vehicle. Not the optimal thing to do, but that might be the smart thing. Like, okay, I'm not sure if you've seen the video of Les Stroud when he was in Norway, and he was in his car for about almost a week, and then he had to leave it. That's sometimes the right thing to do is not stay with your vehicle, because if you get too complacent and you're stuck in your vehicle, you could freeze to death because you don't have any options to keep yourself warm. He had limited access
to fabric off the seats and use that as a jacket.
I mean, he had some supplies, but he didn't have boots. He made himself some mutlocks out of the seats and some seat cushions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So he did make himself some mutlocks because he did have some duct tape, and he cut a knife to cut the seat cushions. But the thing is, you got to think about outside the box sometimes. Keep yourself warm. If you get stuck in your house, there's a lot, like some people like in Western North Carolina, if there's any places that have their houses still standing, may not have power, they may not have water, that kind of thing. And you've got to survive with what you got. You just got to figure, I don't know how bad it is over there because I have not really been there. I'm just going by what I've seen.
It has my name on it.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Now, if you do have a medical condition that does restrict your movement, like such as me right now, make sure you have your gear with you in order to maintain that, whether it be a knee brace, a cane, a pair of crutches, if that's the case,
essentially a
boot brace, or you've seen those boots with their feet, Cliff?
Yeah.
So something like that to help maintain your stability, because if you're going to have to walk away from your car or vehicle because you have no choice,
tacos or
then
burritos,
make sure you can do so, because if you can't walk, you can't survive, and staying in one place may not be an option.
It'll be a struggle to survive. You can still survive if you can't walk that far.
Well, I mean, if someone, say someone is, wheelchair bound and their vehicle is stuck in the snow, they're not going to be able to roll their wheelchair out.
No, that's why you make a sled and you drag them.
That would be interesting to see someone do that, because you never talk about people who are handicapped that way in order to get them out.
It's because most handicapped people are not stupid enough to go out in a situation where they know they might get stuck.
That's what I said earlier. I mean, if you know the weather's bad coming,
a lot of the time, Jason, people don't realize that it's that bad. They think, "Oh, I can make it."
Then that's their fault.
Well, the thing is, sometimes the weather changes in mid route. You can't control the weather. That could be changed on a dime. You know that. You watch weather more than anybody else.
Mhm.
You are our weatherman, whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
He watches for
you
lightning
still
strikes.
know it's coming.
But the thing is,
You just
but-
don't know the exact time.
exactly. You may think, okay, you go by the current weather report when you left. You think you're going to be fine. And all of a sudden, something changed.
Oh yeah,
And you didn't get a chance to get that weather because whether you're in a part of the, say, a mountainous range where the signal's bad and you can't get the update.
oh yeah. No, I've had to beat weather before.
And the thing is, if you don't know, you don't know. It just happens. And you can't prepare for everything.
Oh yeah, was it years ago? We went to go visit Molly's mom when we were living in California in Sacramento. They were living in Arizona before we moved there. We're talking 98.
Right.
And then I knew there was a storm coming. So we just, got in the vehicle and we drove like 90 miles an hour. Going down the 40, then up to
Right.
395, just so we can beat the storm over Donner Summit.
Oh, that's a bad place to be.
Yeah, we beat it by about 8 hours.
Well, so, like I said, some people may not get the updated message.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if the weather changes in mid route and you don't get the message, you're thinking you have 8 hours, and you find out you have 2.
Yeah, try driving over Eisenhower. That one's a fun one.
I
Oh, yeah.
don't think I've ever been on that one.
Eisenhower Pass. That's a trippy one because you basically going up the side of the mountain. There's a big old tunnel right through the top portion of the mountain. That's
Yeah.
like
I've never been in that
3-4 miles long. And then you get to the other side. Well, the problem with weather in Denver is the fact that, it could be 80 degrees on the side of the tunnel that you enter in on and a blizzard on the other side. And there's no weather thing that's going to be like, oh, hey, there's a blizzard on the other side of the tunnel. No, you don't get that information. You just get there and all of a sudden it's snowing.
and you're stuck.
They're not stuck. You're just like, well, that's interesting.
No, I mean, if you weren't prepared for it, because you didn't hear about it,
Most people aren't going over that unless it's like wintertime. In the wintertime, they expect it. But in the middle of the summer, you don't because, again, it's a big mountain range dividing 2 sections.
like I said, so that means some people in Denver would have to, anticipate snow when you don't normally anticipate snow.
Yeah, most of them do. They usually, but the thing is, they don't really prepare for it like in the conventional sense. They're like, oh well, there's snow on the ground. I'm still wearing shorts, so I guess I'll have to do with what I got to do.
Right.
That's how it is up there. It could be, like I said, 80 degrees. An hour later, it's snowing, and everyone's like walking around in t-shirts and shorts, and we're like, well, that sucks.
I've been to fairs where it was all 4 seasons in one day.
Mhm.
And now it's like you had rain, you had snow, you had fog, mild spring weather, then freaking 102. All in the
Yep,
same
had
day.
that a few times.
I tell you what,
It's weird, but it happened.
one of the places you need to stop if you're on Wolf Creek Pass is you got to stop at the
Commercial for DoorDash.
commercial for DoorDash. No, no, it's going to be that little was it right up there at the top? There's this little was it a trout pond that you can fish.
Well, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately,
Oh.
they charge you a lot. But yeah,
Okay, I think one of us mentioned it, but let people know your route.
oh yeah,
Yes, let
plan
people know
around, do not deviate.
because if you deviate, then you're screwed. Like that one couple that them and their baby got stuck in that one road. That one, and they were there for like 3 days. And
Yeah,
the mom and the baby stayed in one place in a little shelter that they made, but the dad went to go get help, and he ended up losing toes.
Well, like I said, was it back in the early 2000s? This family decided to go ahead and try and take a shortcut there between Phoenix and Tucson.
That's the one, I think.
No, they didn't make it.
Oh, this one, the other one I saw made it.
Middle of summertime, late January. Or
Oh,
not,
yeah, because they freaking
late
hydrated.
late July. Yeah, leads light.
Lasers.
That happens sometimes, unfortunately.
Nobody knew where they were.
And you couldn't call out because there's like no signal or weak signal.
Early 2000s, no.
And even nowadays, there's some places like that. You get a dead zone, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, most of the way from Nevada to California.
Now, like I said, you might not be able to talk on the phone, but more likely you can still get a text out.
Sometimes, because you're not guaranteed that.
Yeah,
Unless you have a sat phone, there's nothing you can do.
yeah. But no, what I'm saying is, if it picks up service and you got a few seconds, it'll send that text out.
Right. But it doesn't tell them you got to be able to put down succinctly where you're at. And if you don't know where you're at, you got to,
Oh yeah. But at least you got
because
somebody.
BBSs weren't common back then.
No, they were not,
And
and they didn't even have a cell phone back then.
yeah. Did they have beepers back then?
What?
2000s? No, those things died back in the 90s, like early 90s.
What did?
Pagers.
Yeah, right as the cell phones were starting to come out, like 98, 99.
But they
We
just
got a phone in 96, and yeah, they were starting to phase out pagers by then.
well, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, they now have little GPSs that most backpackers can use. That
Yeah,
has
those
a
are,
texting-
those are basically for emergencies. So you can send out, so basically what you do is you buy those things, and they're not cheap. They're expensive. They're
Like
like
$600.
Garmin SOS beacon things.
yeah, but you can, basically it's a beeper. Because if you-
No, it's an emergency. It's a micro emergency.
You can
No,
relay
you can
thing.
send a text is the same thing as what a beeper did. You just send a little quick message. Is all you could do.
Well, that's the thing with those ones. You can't. So with those, you have to, when you get them to your house, you plug them into your computer, and you can program pre-written messages in there, and you just scroll through them and then send. You don't actually type anything on the beeper. It's on the
Yeah.
unit itself. It's
Okay.
pre-programmed messages, and then when you're in there, you just scroll to the message you want and be like, "Hey, I'm here," and you just send that. So whoever has the receiving end of that gets that message.
Will that send with the coordinates of where the location you are at?
Yes, it does.
Yes, it's an emergency beacon as well. So if there is
Okay.
a situation where you fall down the side of a mountain and you can't go anywhere because both your legs are broken,
Or dislocated or whatever.
yeah, you hit the SOS button on that thing and it sends out a beacon ping for authorities to find you.
Yeah,
Now that would be. Go ahead.
you still have to pull out the antenna. Though.
No, the little Garmin was there. That's got that little stubby antenna, but it's satellite.
Yeah, some of them got that one that you can unwrap so you can get a bigger antenna. However, do not test it
No.
because you will be fined.
Now that's another thing I didn't even consider, putting one of those in a vehicle if you do have to travel like that. I don't have the money for one of those. I wish I did.
Yeah.
I mean, I have Garmin's, but not the same.
Now, the cheapest emergency beacon, I think, starts like at $250, $300, but it's just a generic. You open it up, you push the button, pull the cord, and it sends out a signal. It just tells them where you're at. It doesn't give any conditions or nothing. It's just an SOS beacon. It'll run for about 12 hours.
Okay.
I've been looking at those in the past.
Those are rechargeable though, right?
Unknown.
Yeah, most of the stuff from if you're getting the stuff from Garmin, yes, because I had to go. I'm looking them up right now. So there's the
It's been a couple years.
cheapest one you can get is the Garmin Satellite Communicator InReach Mini 2 for $323.
Okay. And you have to subscribe to a service for that, right?
Yes, you have to. There is a fee for these things, so you can have access to their communication systems. But those things will pretty much work everywhere unless you fall into a ravine.
Okay.
The crevasse.
Yeah.
I mean, side of a mountain on a cliff. Yeah, it'll more likely that signal's going to get out.
Yeah, it'll ping off of a satellite somewhere and send out, because you ain't getting signal over the mountains like on a standard cell phone unless there's a tower up there somewhere.
It does have to make contact with at least 3 satellites.
I have no clue about that.
Well, that's how they triangulate your location. If 2 of them pick it up, it's going to be a wide search pattern. But they'll have the general area where you're at. If you can get all 3 and you're out in the open, they'll pinpoint you within 5 feet.
Well, that's good to know.
There's also that's also why a lot of us grew up learning certain frequencies or communication things back in the day, like gunshot things. You fire 2 up in the air and then you wait if you happen to have a rifle or a pistol on you.
3.
And you wait for the. No, I grew up. It was 2. You did 2 shots off and then you waited and then you wait a second, and then you do the 3rd one and then you wait for a reply.
Well, that's according to Les Stroud, it's 3 in a row. But it could be where you're at because he's from Canada, so that might be different.
Yeah, you're not going to shoot a deer 3 times unless
No.
you're that bad.
No, that's an emergency signal to let people know you're.
There's also, if you know Morse code, everybody here should pretty much know the pattern for SOS. You can even whistle SOS and somebody will catch it.
Especially if you're in a canyon.
Oh yeah. Now, mind you, whistling an SOS is going to be kind of long-winded, but yeah, that only works in the dark, not in the daytime.
I would have to Google it.
What? Oh, SOS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, the same thing with you can do the 3 high-pitched whistles and then wait for the response and then go from there. And somebody will eventually find your location.
Yeah, believe it or not, a good granite stone, or 2 of them, 1 small one and 1 large one, you can get that sound to travel miles.
So you can do the same thing if you get a good branch and hit a nice sized tree.
Yeah, no, the granite you'll actually get pretty far.
I'm not I got whistles and stuff like that. I'd still rather use my fingers because I can whistle louder.
But like I said, I've heard rocks being, raw coming down the canyon from miles away. You can hear it from miles away. And when you hear that thump, thump, thump,
I had something I was going to show, and I can't remember.
The worst part's when you get the big ones coming down, and all you hear that whack, 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 and then all you because it ran over a tree.
Yeah.
Right.
But you hear that cracking of that tree, like it just disintegrated that thing.
Yeah.
And those trees are probably 2-3 feet across, and that boulder just went whoop right through it like it was paper.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to buy
Now,
Wednesday.
a lot of cell phones do have an emergency function, but not always. And making sure you're carrying an extra battery pack, doesn't matter how big or small, or even like you and I have, if we have one of these.
Hold on. Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no emergency function for these for sending out a signal. Unfortunately, they do have the flashy deals, but that can only go so long. Even though you can charge it up by hand. Man,
good Lord! I'm trying to find. Just decided to Google my Fox 40 whistle that I have over here. Damn whistle's like $10, no matter what I'm looking at.
really?
I'm on Amazon and they're like $10 a piece.
I am putting some stuff back into this bag here that I decided, since I found out, I just realized I could transfer this to my other bag as an additional pouch. So I didn't have to take things out of this one as much as I thought.
Widen the search. There we go. Yeah, $23.99. I can get 3 of them. I was not expecting that whistle to be that expensive.
Is that the plastic one?
Yeah, this little one right here, this thing is $10.
Well, like I said, I'm a firm believer in using my fingers because I can go really loud. I can either sound like a regular whistle or I can sound like a referee whistle if I needed to. I can even do a bosun whistle, but it just takes a lot of practice and good lung power. But keeping an extra stocking cap in a pack, in a bag, whatever you're using for your kit, either from home.
Over here?
What was that?
I'm trying to just wondering if I still have my other whistle sitting over here, my metal. Oh, you know what? It's in the car. I think I moved it in there.
So here's my civilian version of a whoopee. It's not as fancy as a regular whoopee, but it is a down-filled one, as you can see.
Yeah, just FYI, I think the only 3 people in here are you, me, and Jason, and maybe Molly.
Probably. I'm actually going a lot longer than I normally do. I usually shut it down at 9, but I'm kind of on a roll, like I said. And unfortunately, I just realized I think my cats had scratched my bag because I've got some feathers sticking out.
Uh-oh. Oh, feathers wiggle themselves out no matter what.
But this will still work it for what I need it for. So just throw it in the back of the stuff sack and it'll be an emergency blanket if I need it. But I have other things I could use. Though I will probably pack my my puffer jacket in there in the. Yeah, I think my truck or my car, the car, depending on if we're going to go, because we're going to be making a trip over for Christmas to my in-laws for Christmas, and I'm going to make sure that we're taking Jenny's car, that we are totally prepared in case of emergency. Because they live not in town, they live on the back of a gravel road.
Gotcha.
And so, just because say, oh, you can plan your route, but there's sometimes the only way you can get there is the one way you don't really want to go, because that's the only way you can get.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Did that once. Got stuck in mud.
Hey, Cliff.
Mac, is it take us? Oh.
No, I'm covered in feathers.
Oh.
No, Mac is in the other room. Since the heater got on, he doesn't have to hang on me as much. I'm transferring everything over from that bag to this bag since I have it out anyway. Though coffee, cocoa, tea are always good comfort drinks that you could carry with you. Though Gatorade is important too, because keeping yourself hydrated, not just with water, keep your electrolytes up, is a big bonus. If you can do drink mixes, great, do that. But sometimes a warm drink is a comforting drink. It'll keep your spirits up. And it doesn't necessarily have, even a warm cup of water will make a big difference in your core body temperature. Or a cup of tea. You don't want to go too heavy on the coffee or tea unless they're diuretics. Unless you're doing a mint tea, which has not got the diuretic properties.
Could have hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate.
Ooh,
I mentioned hot chocolate. Now, those are always good to have because, man, I have got so much stuff to put in here. We'll figure out where everything's going to go. So, how big is your kit? You don't have to tell me what's in it, mind you, but is your kit in your truck?
Mine?
Yeah, you don't have to tell me what's in it. Just, is it like a box or a bag or what?
No, I literally have a messenger bag and my cycling bag, and that's all I ever usually carry with me.
How big's the cycling bag?
Mine was the Hog.
I don't know what that is.
I don't remember who made the brand, so I can't tell you. how big it is, but it's the equivalent of like a kid's backpack.
Right.
Like it's got a lot of stuff in it. I've dragged it in here a bunch of times to show you guys.
Okay.
But yeah, I usually have. I mean, I really just carry those two things on me, and then the random stuff I usually either have in my center console, and the stuff that I just left in my truck when we went to the camping trip. I left all that stuff back in there. I've got these two little cubbies in the back of my truck that store my tire gear.
Right.
I got an axe in there. I always carry a hammer with me because you never know when you need to break some knuckles or some toes.
Right.
So I always have a hammer with me. I always carry my saw in there, and I always have a pair of pliers, adjustable pliers. So
Well, I've got my my multi-tool with me. I carry my Gerber with me.
yeah, my Leatherman now sits permanently in my bag, my messenger bag, or my haversack, along with another pocket saw. So I have two saws on me at all times. And multiple knives, because I have a knife in there too.
Oh, I can understand that.
I got a Tops. What the heck was that thing? It was like $120 knife that I got for.
Was it a machete?
No, it's a short little knife, little tiny thing.
Oh man.
Do I even have that sitting over here still? Or is that in there? I had another one over here. I must have. Oh, no. I'm sorry. My Tops knife is right here. My bad. That's my Tops knife right there.
Okay.
This thing is. Oh man. Yeah, this is the MSK 2.5. So blade's 2.5 inches, but it's full tang. It's thick metal. It's like 1/4 inch thick. Or sorry, probably 1/8 inch.
I got this one still.
A little box cutter.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's.
How much was that? How much was that one?
This one was what, $56 on sale?
They have some knives like that at the shop we were at yesterday.
No, yeah,
But most of them they had the gut hook ones, which I'm not really a big fan of.
I need to get a lanyard on this.
No, sorry, $120 knife.
I don't have any knives that expensive.
And this will strike a ferro rod.
Well, that's good to know.
No, I would have to use the bottom of the blade down here.
No, I've actually got this thing's got a fairly decent 90-degree spine, or I hit it with a tip where it's beveled, and that'll strike it. Because the thing is, they powder coat these things.
I like the clip on this.
Oh, that's what my one is for my belt pouch for my Gerber. It rotates and everything.
Yeah, no,
I don't have an multi clip on this one.
I actually have to take the screws out to reposition it.
Yeah, the multi clip. Yeah, the multi-position clip is what they call it. But they call them multi clips. You can do a standard carry, or dangle carry, or scout carry with those on either side.
I need to see if it will fit my utility belt and webbing.
Those are actually adjustable.
Yes, I know, but it still slides up and down.
Yeah.
Well, on my suspenders. So, but if it fits on my web gear on my work belt and my suspenders for my work belt.
Yeah. All right. I've got one of those somewhere. I have it on a knife. I don't remember where the heck I put it. I'd love to get it on my axe because that would be fun to walk around with.
Well, my work knife I carry right here.
Oh, sorry. It's attached to my axe.
Yeah.
Got the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't have one like that though.
Yeah, my box cutter I actually have attached here on my vest, on my chest.
My box cutter is right here.
About here, and I can cut open boxes.
Yes, so there's all the holes right there, so you can put that thing in any position you want.
Oh,
Mine's a simple little husky. It's nothing fancy, but it works. $5. Can't beat the
I
price.
actually I kind of like this particular style of like multi-use axe.
Yeah.
Because almost every other one out there that has that stupid pry bar on you and the damn thing's at a curve.
No. Keep it straight.
Yeah, that's what this one is. But all the rest of them that I see, that pry bar is always curved. So when you're getting into stuff, you have the leverage to pull on it. All you got to do is put a log right under this and just.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, a little piece of wood.
The only thing I was thinking about adding, besides an actual tent, obviously, is one of these.
Yeah, thermarest.
Yeah.
Kind of actually want to wrap my handle.
This one's not a big one. I didn't see.
Spiders, I see you down there. And
Yeah, but that little hatchet that I got from, was it from a Cobalt? It's a pretty handy little hatchet. The little roofing hammer.
yeah.
Like the one I gave to Herbert.
I think mine's back here
No,
somewhere.
I'm talking about the one that's in the camping gear. Roofing hammer, yeah.
Yeah, he saw yours and wanted one and managed to get him one. Herbert has one just like it.
And I am still hungry.
Oh no, I am stuffed full.
I ate an entire packet of freaking fettuccine, dehydrated fettuccine Alfredo, and I'm still hungry.
Drink some water, you'll swell more.
I've been drinking. I'm already on my second one of these. I've eaten. Ate a whole box of freaking Reese's Pieces. I was just sitting here munching on them. The next thing I knew, the box was empty. I might go make another bag of that something.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for somebody on YouTube to make a the recipe for the what was it the pork rind tortillas.
Interesting.
Instead of using flour, they're using pork rind. They put it in, they grind it all up, and she's got the recipe, but she hasn't made it yet. I'm gonna have to email them and say, hey, I need that recipe. Well, they already got 4 channels. Another one to do a cooking one. This is no
Rind tortillas.
Commercial for Pluto TV.
a commercial for Pluto TV.
I'm trying to figure out where to put the best to put this pack.
What gets me on here is so since Molly was talking about the commercial for Pluto TV, when we first started looking at the greenhouse for me, Jason, like a month ago.
Yeah.
Literally the day after I had actually it wasn't even the day after, it was that exact same night. I was on here scrolling through Instagram, and the first ad I saw on there, I crap you not, was for that same exact
I told you,
greenhouse.
our stuff listens to us.
Mike, what the
They
hell?
know.
They are listening, Cliff.
I have my Google is linked with my computer stuff, so all my Google stuff, like everything's all on
Yeah,
there. But
it goes back and forth too.
it's just like on when you do stuff when you're on Facebook, you Google something on something and you go on a Facebook and that's the first thing you see is an ad for whatever the hell you Googled 4 hours ago.
The sad part is when I'm at work, I'll be talking electrical stuff, and I'll get electrical ads.
Yep.
I even get the Lowe's ads too.
Jesus. I've been getting a ton of them for Temu, and I haven't been on Temu in months.
Yeah, I saw one today on Temu. I saw it. I wanted it. I sent the link to Molly.
And that was enough for it to get caught in
gotta
your.
watch the video. It's a projector.
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah.
Yeah, it shows the like the Milky Way galaxy and stuff like that.
Right.
It projects it up on the ceiling.
Or the wall, or wherever you wanted to put it.
Yeah, I was like, those are kind of cool.
It's 152 inches, depending on how much room you have.
Yeah.
I could put it right there if I wanted to.
There's not a room in our house that's white except for our dining room, and there's a big ceiling fan in the way.
Well, we got white here, and we got white in our bedroom.
No, we don't have.
But that's the biggest white spot we have right now. Well, there's another one over there, but I'm not going to be using that. That's going to be our Christmas tree once I get that corner cleared out.
We need to put our outside trees.
Oh man,
They already are.
The big ones.
Yes. I did those yesterday.
Where'd you put them?
Right here.
Okay.
They're side by side right here on the door. The cords aren't long enough to go across the sidewalk. Yeah. And I don't want to be tripping over an electrical cord.
okay.
Yeah, go.
This is for the most part is packed. Only thing I don't like about this other pouch I put on there is that it's not snapped. It's all Velcro. All the other stuff, pouches and stuff, they have snaps instead of Velcro, which is I prefer. But that's my pack right there, my new one. It's got everything in there, plus a couple extra things.
Oh, I found something that that Ian will want.
What's that?
Available now online at Walmart is the AccuBow.
Mm,
I need a khaki boat.
Yeah,
what's an
video
Ocubo?
game bow.
Oh no, he's got his Oculus. He does virtual reality stuff. Big difference,
Mm-hmm.
and he's on it right now. But apparently, he's starting his own business.
Really
Yep,
doing.
something online. He's opening. He's trying to figure out his store now. Dang it, I'm out.
He's trying to learn. He's trying to earn himself some V-Bucks.
Nope, I got as much stuff in there for right now. I just got to add. Forgot to add one thing in there, and that's all my fat wood.
Oh, by the way, Ted Bear.
Who?
Ted Bear. He's one of the airgun. He goes to the airgun competitions.
Is he related to Fred?
No, he could be. I don't know. He's never mentioned it before.
Because Bear is not a common last name.
Yeah, and it's not spelled like a bear. It's spelled like Bear aspirin.
Okay,
Okay.
they're not related then.
Yeah. Well, anyways, he was on his way home the other night, and deer got out in front of him and destroyed the car. You
Is
see,
he okay?
he had a dash cam on, and you see the whole front of the car just disintegrate.
No, is
Jesus.
he okay?
He's okay. Yeah, family members are okay, but yeah,
I
cars.
wouldn't work. I care less about the car more than the people.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like, oh wow. I mean, you see the vehicle coming on, and all of a sudden, bam!
Just poof.
Yep, dead deer.
Eviscerated people.
Oh, and dead car too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that car was hammered. You can just tell you can see the hood fly off, the bumpers, the lights, everything. It was just like wow. And he caught it on a dash cam.
Oh, by the way, Cliff, I forgot to ask that those lights that you those emergency candles. Where'd you get them?
Shamrock Foods.
Okay.
You can probably find them at Walmart.
Okay.
They'll be sometimes they're in the camping section, sometimes they're over there with the cooking supplies.
Because they use them for warmers, right?
Yeah, so wherever you find like the Schaefer dishes or warming dishes, you usually find them over there. Wherever they normally sell the sternos, which again in most grocery stores they'll sell them in two different locations, especially for Walmart. Walmart will sell sterno in the camping aisle, and then it'll also sell it over there with the pots and pans and like Schaefer dishes are.
A lot of hardware stores that have like True Value does the same thing.
Yeah, I missed the Shamrock store.
You might be able to find them at True Value, but I mean, you probably have a better chance of finding them, honestly, at like Harbor Freight.
Let me
Because
take a
Harbor
look.
Freight sometimes has weird stuff, but yeah, no, you'll definitely get them at Tractor Supply.
Amazon's got the 100-hour ones.
Yeah, those are the big ones. They're like twice the size of the ones I have.
Ready Hour makes one, a 100-hour one.
Yeah, that's their emergency. They called the emergency candle.
It looks a lot like yours, but it's like big, just taller.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That one's like I think mine's like 3 inches tall. Those are like 5 or 6 inches. They're huge.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, and it puts out a decent sized light too.
Everything is embellished for the picture so they can sell you all this stuff.
It said it's 3.5 inches wide, 4.25 inches tall, and 11 inches round. So it means it's about, if it's 11 inches round, it's probably about half that size cross. So about 6 inches, 6.5 inches, or 5.5 inches. Sorry, 5.5 inches wide. Yeah, that would work. It says resealable cap. That's the big thing. But the thing is, one of the things it does say, do not store in temperatures under 32 degrees.
Yeah, because they tend to solidify. They don't freeze, they solidify.
Right.
It ends up turning into like a gel.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see. There's the Sterno liquid wax emergency candles, 100-hour candles, like you got. That was like $11 a piece for that one. I'm just trying to see where else, whoever, nearby carries them. There's something called a survival candle. It's like 4 wicks in a tin box that burns 12 hours per wick. If you got all 4 wicks lit, you could probably heat some food up with that. Probably.
Oh, easily. Yeah, just as long as it'll fit under whatever tin you're on. Jason sent me something weird. I didn't figure it out. I don't know if he's laughing at what he sent me or if he found something even funnier.
I've sent 2. The second one's funny as hell.
This is what I found, guys.
Yeah.
And it's,
The second one I sent to everybody that's on our list.
that one should, what's good about that one, when you finally use the whole thing, you got a reusable tin.
Ooh.
That you could possibly boil water in or cook in or whatever,
Yeah, right in the shin and right in the beans.
Yeah, you like that one?
I felt that one.
Where did you
Yeah,
send
yeah, you can use one of those tins, and the thing is, you can refill them too. You just get the inserts and you can stick them back in there and make a new one.
Well, that's cool. But it's like I'm just looking at different things. That's just one of the many items I'm looking at. Because as long as it would fit in my setup that I was talking about, I think it would be something to consider.
That one would probably work really well with that Sterno, the old Sterno
The
stove
flat
set.
pack stove, yeah.
Yeah, because that would seem to be about the right height.
So I might consider that one as an emergency setup for that one. Because only thing you'd have to really worry about is weight, generally, and have to wait and see on that one.
Now, if you really want to get a good one, they have UCO has the candle lantern. You get the 3-cell candle lantern, the big one.
Right.
And the way it's designed is you can actually cook on the top of it because the top of that thing gets extremely hot.
Right.
and you can put stuff on it. You're not going to set no 5-pound cast iron skillet on there and cook with it, but
No.
you can set a couple, something small. Yeah, there's the Candelier Deluxe Candle Lantern. They're
Show me that
$46, but you can cook on it.
Show me. Just present it. I'll
I'm
put it up.
getting there. I had to click on the thing first. That thing right there.
Okay.
The top of that thing gets really hot.
Is there a picture showing someone doing that?
Probably. Nope. I could probably find one in the video, but
I can't really see the top of it. That's what I can't tell. I can see that it does have a bail on it. But,
yeah, it's got the bail, but then that little top piece on the top, that's technically the vent, so it doesn't melt.
Right.
But you can put like a small pot or a small cup on there and actually cook whatever you need in a cup.
I think my little kettle would be perfect for that.
Yeah, it'll sit on top of it. You just don't want anything super, super heavy, so it's not like you're going to set, like I said, 2 or 3 pounds on there.
No, it's just a 1 liter little pot.
Yeah.
But,
I would honestly just use that just to warm up water, and then whatever else you need to do in there, just leave it in the warm water. Like if you're doing a pasta, like a ramen noodle pack, probably more than enough to handle the weight of that.
It's sort of like either ramen or maybe one of those Mountain House meals, something like that.
That's again, Mountain House meal, you're only heating the water, so that'll probably get water to a boil pretty quick.
Well, I was thinking of the other things you could do with just add water stuff, like the instant potatoes from what do they call it?
Idahoan.
Yeah, those are. I mean, I like those kind of potatoes because they're easy to make. Anything oatmeal. And there's another one. Just
me and oatmeal don't agree with each other anymore.
I kind of like the maple brown sugar oatmeal packets. I mean, can I eat a lot of them? No.
I used to eat like 3 or 4 of them all at once, and now I can't do it.
Now, the one thing I've been considering doing is, I was thinking that Luke from the Outdoor Boys has been making a lot of bread.
A lot of carbs.
Well, he does a lot of outdoor stuff where like snow caves and things like that, without camping without a tent kind of thing in the middle of winter and things like that, which is a lot more than I would ever do. But the fact that he actually baked bread, I mean, a big loaf of bread, and he's really tall, but really, really freaking skinny.
So I found that exact same candle lantern from UCO, but it's literally the same lantern, but it's an off-brand on it for $35.99.
That's not bad.
So you're saving yourself like $10.
So how much is it total again?
$35.99. Then you got tax, so probably around 30,
shipping.
38 or 40, maybe 42 versus like 55 or 60.
Right. Okay. Now I do know that regular candle lanterns, the old school oil lamps, they do make one that is also a stove on top.
Yeah, somewhere there they make one.
I know I've seen it on the Lehman's catalog, because Lehman's got a lot of stuff like that. Because Lehman, I could probably find everything we discussed on heating and all that stuff on Lehman's. Because Lehman's has got a lot of cool stuff there. It's just on the pricier side because they are in Ohio, and you have to ship them and everything else. Though technically, we know a few people in Ohio that could go pick them up directly from the store.
Yeah, but then they would still have to ship it over here. So
but it would. I mean, it might be cheaper because what it's online price not be the same as in-person price. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're not going to drive from Ohio all the way to wherever you're at to drop it off. They're still going to have to ship it.
No. I understand about mailing.
Them shipping it.
Just trying to save money depending on how they ship it and everything else. You're not paying exorbitant prices for what is it called? Shipping and handling, the handling charge, which I never understood.
Stuff is usually just a couple of bucks.
Now it makes me wonder what Lehman may have on that category.
Ugh.
So I know they have oil lamps and stuff. So lights.
Looking at some of these survival candles are kind of funny.
Now, I've seen find some beeswax candles and stuff like that, but the ones that have the no drip wax kind that burn clean.
Yeah, Be the Light beeswax lantern candles. Unscented, 12 hours burn each time you can get a pack of, I think it's like a pack of 10 or 12 for like $60. Good Lord, that's a lot. Pack of 24. Okay, so that's actually not bad. So you're looking at about $2 a can, a little over $2 a candle.
Oh, wow.
But they're beeswax candles. And unfortunately, if they didn't have the wick in there, they'd all look like freaking
And how long do they last?
They're 12 hours each.
Oh, okay.
Is that the ones that wind?
No, it's just a straight poured beeswax candle.
Because I have some of those wound beeswax candles that that look like they're like really long skinny ropes that are wrapped around, and I've got some of those, and they burn really, really well. But I'm just trying to find.
Oh my God, this is the description on these. Scent. Unscented with a natural light honey scent. So they're freaking scented. This is what I hate about some of these descriptions when you look at this stuff. Like it makes no sense whatsoever.
This is what I found. They do have one here. $40. And it just, I don't know if they have a picture of it. There's a little video, I guess. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it seems like you have to have the right pot, and that looks like an MSR or a GSI pot.
Right. And if you use the same kind of oil that, like we were discussing, like your lamp oil and things like that. I don't know how well it would work, mind you, but I just think it's a nice idea. I don't see it as like a rolling boil or anything like that, but it'd be enough for, cooking, like you said, we said ramen or Mountain House meals or something like that. Or anything along the same vein.
Hitting up your Denny Moore.
Hey, nothing wrong with eating Denny Moore. I love that Denny Moore beef stew. If they could put that in a packet, I could just heat up, like in a foil packet type thing. I would use that all day long. Something with a resealable package, That way, if you can't eat all of it, you can reheat it for later.
Yeah. Now, Colin, if you want a really good kind of stove to cook on, look at one of his last videos.
Okay, give me a second. I gotta get it.
He
Outdoors.
He popped up like an overnighter where he was sleeping. Not that one. Oh crap. Sorry, I gotta go to his channel. Where the hell did that bug come from? Where did it go? Let me see if I can find a video. Oh, we just did it. Where in the heck is it at? He did one where he was using this like little camp stove thingy, but it was like an old school one.
I'm looking, but I'm not really seeing much yet.
Trying to figure out which one it is.
He's got this cabin on wheels. He's got glow in the dark shelter.
Where did it go? I just watched it like a couple of days ago.
Is it a short?
No, it was a full length. It was like a full video.
Easy way to boil water using early flame of a campfire. That's one. I don't know what that even
Let me see
close
this.
is. Caveman glue.
Okay, it's camp like they did 100 years ago. That's the one.
Okay, give me a second. I got to find that one.
One
Okay,
of those videos that should be like
I found it. I
one
found it.
down.
That came out a month ago.
Jesus, it's already been that long?
That's what it says.
My God.
Time flies.
He doesn't put out a lot of videos though, like
Who's that?
TA Outdoors.
Oh.
Mike. Good old Mike from the UK.
Him and his dad do some really good videos together.
Yeah, so go check out that video. It's like 5 or 6 minutes in, he pulls that out. But yeah, that one right there, you can cook like a full-size steak on.
Oh, okay. Okay, I know what that one is. That one right there is a kerosene lamp and stove.
Yeah, exactly.
Dave Canterbury has one, and those things are over $200.
Yeah, they're expensive. They are expensive.
I saw one of those, and I really would like to get one.
It's called the Winterwell Iron Stove.
Yeah, those things aren't cheap. He actually might have it in the description.
Yeah, he does. That's why it's the Winterwell stove. I'm waiting
Iron
for my
stove?
Google to load, but
Yeah, I've been researching those. Dave Canterbury has one of those,
yeah,
and he has.
309 pounds, so 310.
Yeah, they're expensive. That's the UK site. I think there's a regular a UK version of it. I'm checking something here. I think we lost Jason.
Yeah, kind of.
You can get one on Amazon for about $187 right now.
There's a stainless steel version of one for $127 on Temu.
Yeah, the Zoom Loom stainless steel purpose one, $127.11.
I guess they're sold out at this time.
Typically $480.
There's a version of a spring. Okay, there's Spring Hill one on Amazon. Is $140, but I don't know if they can cook on that one or not.
I found the one I found was not the Spring Hill one. Mine was the
Winterwell.
No, it's a Winterwell, but it's a camping oil lantern fuel lamp for outdoor lighting, portable stove for cooking, warming black.
Okay, I don't.
It was Vouse Winds Camping lighting portable stove.
I'm gonna check under
It's
shopping.
essentially the same thing.
Right.
Oh, you can get it in retro silver for $170.
You got the link to that one? I can't find that one.
Every time I try to post an Amazon link, I always freaking never do it.
No, put it in the private chat. I don't care how long that gets.
Well, see, the problem is that I always try to figure out how to do the. Let me see if this is the right one. Copy. I always have to double check these things. Okay, that's the one. Whop. I can put it in the actual chat.
Okay.
Because that's the correct link right there. Yeah, I kind of like the retro silver ones. Actually, not too bad.
The thing is, I know they say kerosene, but we could probably use other. I like the retro silver too. Go out with wind. I like that one. And it says it lasts 8 hours. That's a long lifetime.
I think it's got it's a 400 milliliter reservoir.
That's pretty good. How much does it weigh?
A lot. I think they're like 12 pounds.
No, 4.75. That's not bad. 5 pounds is not. It's not something you're going to be backpacking with. But for a emergency stove of some kind, it's $168.
Yeah.
Not
And
much
I mean,
deeper
again,
than the
it's
other
dual
one, but
purpose. You get ambient light, you get heat, and you have the ability to cook on that.
right.
So it's a 3-in-1 is
Yeah,
what I'm seeing. I'd like to see the back of that.
I think they look the same both sides. Yeah, they're the same both ways.
No, because on one picture there's a dude holding the back of it. So there's got to be like some sort of hook.
Okay, I'm going through the pictures. Okay, one side you can see a latch on the right hand side with
Yeah.
the tea kettle on it, and then the other side you can see the other side without a latch. That's the only difference.
No, but there's the guy down here in the bottom corner where it says lighting. He's holding it. So there's got to be like a handle or something on the back side.
I'm not seeing anything though.
I know
Well,
they're
it's
not gonna. They don't show you in any of the pictures that you see on here.
well, I'm looking at the video because it does tilt.
Yeah, it tilts forward so you can light the wick, but it also it swings
Oh,
open so you can light
Watch
the
the
wick.
video. You can see both sides because you see it from in front when he's holding it and tilting it back. Then it switches around to the other side, so you get to see the both sides. But he's making coffee right now. It looks like. It would not be something you want to use to try to heat your entire tent with or something like that. But
It's cast iron. You might. Well, it's not cast iron. It's some sort of pot metal, but you probably could do a decent amount with it.
right. Yeah, there is a handle of some kind, or he's holding on to the hinges. You know, there's got to be a little hook loop or something. There's even a griddle.
Yeah, it comes with it.
Yeah,
They never actually still show. They never really show the back of it. They always show the front where all they operate. Yeah,
at the
see
beginning of the video they did.
now at the second one that's on there. Yeah, there's a handle or some sort on the back, like all those like old candle sconces.
Yeah, the first one has the guy. He comes in. He's sitting in front of it. The little handles on one. The reservoir cap is
I'm
on
kind
one
of half
side.
tempted to. You know what? I'm gonna throw that shit in my cart.
You're gonna
Wait, you know
just
what? I know what I'm gonna do. No, I'm not gonna throw it in my cart. I'm gonna
hold on to it.
Add to my list.
They look really cool.
Oh, I see the one you were talking about. The Go Out Spring Hill kerosene lantern.
Yeah,
That and it only popped up after I stuck it under my wish list. $250. I'm not paying $250 for something I can get for $170.
yeah, the 168 one that we were looking at. You can see where he's holding on to it, but I'm not actually sure how he's doing it. Now,
Yeah,
I'm seeing it from both sides. I mean, it might be something that we can't see.
it's got to be like one of those old, like rounded, just like one finger, like you would see on like the old candle sconces that you would take like
Yeah.
walk around your house at night so you don't trip on shit when you go into the bathroom.
Right.
Like the ones you have that have that little tiny little handle in the back. You just stick one finger in there.
My little tiny one, yeah.
Yeah, or what coffee cup handle style.
Right.
But I really do like that retro silver one though. That looks cool.
It does. Now, only if I could just justify the cost, that's the only issue.
For considering that's normally $480 and you can find a sort of knockoff ish, but it's the same thing for $170.
Well, the silver 71 is stainless steel, not cast iron. That's the big difference. So it might be a little lighter.
The black is probably stainless steel too. It's just probably painted.
Probably. It says it can be used as outdoor lighting, small area heating, camping, coffee, cooking, or as a decoration.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to do a lot. Like I said, you get ambient heat, you get light, and you get the ability to cook food on it.
The only thing you would have to worry about is probably make sure your area is well ventilated. If you have it inside an enclosed space of a kind, I'm not talking like a tent, maybe like a small cabin or something.
Back of a camper or like a
Yeah,
in the back of a truck while you're sitting in your
something
clam-
enclosed
or
space.
clam shell.
Yeah. Just gotta be careful with that. But
As long as you open up a window and you get ventilation, you should be fine.
I was also thinking because those things could possibly get really hot. I did make a suggestion of maybe getting like a ceramic tile or something like those big ones.
The top is going to get hot, not the bottom. That's why you notice those things have feet.
Right. Because you don't want the reservoir getting hot. That would be a bad idea.
No, that reservoir I had. Well, it's the same. That's literally designed based off all of those. God, I can't even English today. All of the lanterns that you get like that, those storm lanterns or whatnot. The
Right.
bottom of it never gets hot. The only part that ever gets hot is the part where the flame is coming out. So basically,
And
the
in the
glass.
chimney. In the chimney.
Yeah, the chimney gets hot, but nothing else does.
Yeah, like Dave Canterbury actually has an antique version of one of these, and he actually showed it in one of his videos, and I thought that was really freaking cool. I've seen them prior to that. I didn't know what they were, and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
that's why they started remaking this newer model. I think this is a newer version of an old one.
Right. I've seen winter whales before. I've seen people mention them and everything else, but this is not a winter whale. This is from Thousand Winds store.
Yeah, but again, 160. It's the same thing.
Right. I am gonna add it to one of my lists.
Oh, I found it. Winter Well Iron Stove. I'm looking at the so Somnes Outdoors U.S. free delivery. I'm looking at it. This one actually has side profile picture, so it does have a little handle on the backside.
Okay. Can I? Okay, you got a link for that one? I want to see that one.
Shit, don't really have a link to be honest. I can.
Pop-
Oh,
copy-
you know what? Actually, this one might. But it's a $400 stove. I'd rather pay the $170 than $400.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Oh no, unless if I get lucky and try to thrift one, which is entirely probable.
Wow.
I have the ability to find things fairly inexpensively.
Oh mother! Oh, I've been on this channel, but I've been on this site before. I was wondering why it looked familiar.
Show a picture.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Hold on, I gotta navigate this site again. This is the site that does all of the inflatable airframe tents.
Oh,
I've seen people do those. I don't know if I could trust them.
Oh, they're very, very durable. The problem is they're extremely expensive.
I've seen people buy them and everything. They do a lot. I'm starting to wind down finally.
I've been doing that for like a while now.
yeah, it's after 10 o'clock.
All right, here's the link for that one. What the heck? Did I not copy it? Hold on a second. I thought I copied this. Copy.
Sorry, Molly's watching the movie.
Paste. Sounded like somebody stabbed a cat.
It's what it sounded like to me too.
So there's that. So the third pick down will actually show you the side profile. But yeah,
Okay.
it's got a
I see it.
it's got a little handle on the back.
Okay, that's good to know. But you said this one's like $400.
Yeah, it's $400 and it's from Somnes Outdoors. But again, like I said, this site is the one that does a lot of the backpacking tents.
Well, the thing is, the grill plate on that one is separate,
Yeah, grill plate on the other one's separate too.
but it does have the extra wicks are $10 just for the wicks.
Yeah, what's really stupid is you can get a normal standard wick and stick that sucker in there.
It wouldn't do the same thing though. It might be the way it burns, you know.
Who says you need to have a 4-inch wide wick to stick in there? You can put two 1-inch ones or two 2-inch ones in there, or something smaller, so you have.
I think it's the way it draws, you know.
I like
say
that secondary combustion fire pit grill, but for freaking $300 almost.
Is that on the
It's
same site?
essentially a square solo stove.
Where's that one at?
Which one?
The one you just mentioned.
It's under camping stove.
Under camping stoves?
Yeah, so go to the top of the page. Or,
I know. I'm there. I'm just trying to figure out which one you're talking about.
Yeah, go to camping stoves, and it's the Winterwell secondary combustion portable fire pit grill.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it.
It's essentially a square version of a Solo stove, or, well, technically a square version of a Bush Buddy, because Solo stove ripped them off.
I actually got to get a kick out of the pentagram stove. But, I mean, I could get cheaper versions of those somewhere else.
Well, that's why we're not getting the Winterwell off of here, because I'm not paying $400 freaking dollars for that.
No, I would pay. I'd pay the 168. I wouldn't be, amiss about that.
Yeah, I'd pay that 168 in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, we've been talking about these before. Yeah.
No, those actually do, things that do multiple things at once.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in that, because I mean, the things that do have more options to it makes more sense to me. Now, even though if you don't get the grill, the griddle, I mean, I could use something like one of these.
Yeah, that'll work on that griddle on the top of it.
This is one of those cookie ones, and you can, with one of those and that, you've got everything you need. That would make a really nice little grilled cheese. Now, I can't tell you how well that would flip a grilled cheese, but it would work. You can do grilled cheese on it. But I'm done. I think I'm done, guys. I am wiped.
Are you? Yeah.
I do have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, but it's not until 3:00 in the afternoon. So I got to spend most of the day trying to find something to do to keep myself busy before I'm getting my hearing checked.
Clean.
So I get to find out how bad my hearing actually is. And
What?
No, once they verify my hearing status, that'll dictate how much money I get for disability for my ears.
No, then just pretend you can't hear.
I'm going to be honest, but they're good. I'm getting two different versions of it. There's one for the tinnitus and one for my hearing. Then I also got the one for my blood pressure, one for my wrists, one for my knees, and one for my back. I'm messed up pretty bad. Because carrying people is hard on the body. But thank you guys for coming up. Anybody who else is in the chat, if you're here, which I doubt. I see 3 people, but I don't know who the third person is. Be well, be safe. I love you guys. And I will see you on Saturday on this channel. He's probably talking gardening or something. I don't know what.
Probably talking about my new greenhouse.
Yeah, the greenhouse.
You do a whole greenhouse tour or no?
It will be.
I haven't even put it up. That's gonna be. I'll be talking about it, but I haven't even gotten it out of the box yet.
Oh,
hold on, guys. I think my rat trap just went off.
Ooh. Well, he can still end it regardless.
That's the whole point. I mean, come on.
Well, you can still end it regardless, Colin. We can just talk in the green room for a bit.
Okay, I'm going to be ending out here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
8, 6, 3, 2 hamster.